Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Buddy.
This week brought to you by, there they are. Woo. Thanks for our sponsors sponsoring this episode of the podcast. I'm Gus.
Gavin.
Blaine. I'm Burnie.
And I'm Gus.
I feel like you shouldn't say and because he says and.
It does throw me off.
Listen, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it the right way. I'm the and. He's trying to take
I'm doing the right
first
way.
and last billing. He's stealing.
First and top.
He has been stealing last billing from me this entire
Who's
time.
bragging about last billing?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's like the.
It's only
the
last billing if it's like and guest starring.
Did they do that for like...
go again. Go again.
I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
Blaine.
And introducing Burnie Burns.
Already been in
Introducing,
it.
after 440 episodes or something, introduce, what was it, 450, I think? Or, where are we? We're at 444? Yeah.
That's a lucky number.
When Peter
That's a very unlucky
Sellers-
number.
It's an
in China.
unlucky number.
In China, it's unlucky.
Yeah.
When Peter Sellers did like 3 roles in Doctor Strangelove, did they like put that on the posters? Like Peter Sellers, and Peter Sellers. Like they
It's that
embrace
with
that.
Eddie Murphy and.
Oh, really? No, I think they just
Yeah.
put Peter Sellers. That's it.
Okay.
don't
There's like I always find that interesting whenever they have an actor play several roles in a movie. Sometimes it's like funny, sometimes it's like Eddie Murphy.
In general, do you like that or not like that?
If it's done right, okay. Jack and Jill.
Of course, if it's done right, you like it. I'm saying in general. Is
Jack
that-
and Jill was like the saddest blowjob I've
if it's
ever
done right,
received
I
in a
don't
drive-in
like it,
movie.
Gavin. Sorry, go ahead, Blaine.
Jack and Jill was the saddest blowjob I've ever received in a drive-in movie theater. We're watching it.
Go on.
Very specific answer to
Why
my
was it sad?
question.
Well, Jack and Jill is Adam Sandler playing his Jack and Jill.
yeah, I know.
So, and it was a
But if
sad
you're getting
blowjob. It was
sucked
very
You
off-
sad.
you're not expounding on the correct part of the story,
Right,
dude.
Gus, what's happening
What do you
here?
mean?
Look, if you get sucked off, you're not paying attention to the movie.
What's a sad blowjob, too?
What's a sad blowjob? That is what that is
It's like
the focus.
the context. It's like sometimes like you're in a like a really romantic setting. You know, you could be watching the sunset and getting a blowjob while that's happening, or you could be watching
When
Jack and
are
Jill,
you doing that
and there's like,
ever?
what? It's the saddest blowjob. I'm just saying.
Was
Hey,
there something
how's-
wrong with the blowjob?
Was she crying?
No. It was just like it was one of those moments where I took myself out of the situation. I realized like I hate Adam Sandler and
But there's like a nice wet gob around your cock. Like what's to complain about?
because I'm watching Jack and Jill, Adam Sandler's
Don't
horrible.
watch it. Just stare upwards.
So when you get
Look
back in the
down.
movie, people
But then
say,
it looks like I'm getting a blowjob. I have to act to like the families around me. I need to like look like I'm
when there's
enjoying.
2 people in the car and then one of them's gone suddenly, the ruse is up,
Go
I
to the
think, at that
bathroom. I
point.
don't know.
Maybe it's just like you're in the car and you're like this, and there's some wife in the station wagon next. She's like, look at that poor guy. He's upset that his girlfriend went to the bathroom.
Or recline your seat?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, that's
hey,
good.
hotel. I'm just saying, throw that out there.
Yeah,
Just,
I was a- I was
maybe
a
don't
kid.
maybe don't take the date to Jack and Jill.
I was a kid. No, when you're a
whoa,
kid,
whoa, whoa. going to a
calm
drive-in
down
movie?
with that, the use of that word here.
I was
Yeah.
I was a young adult.
Wait, what
and
year
I was
did that movie come
broke
out?
as shit.
2011.
Oh, you know who always plays
2011. So I was
2
21.
characters really well? Kevin Kline.
Oh, sorry, 2012.
Straight down a fucking rabbit hole.
2004?
with Blaine.
2012.
2012. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
21,
kid.
22 at the time, and you don't have a lot of money. And I was doing community college, so I don't have my own place. So it's like, what are you gonna do? You got to go in the car.
Well, you lived in a co-op. That's like a sex den.
No, that was at UT. I was going to community college at this point.
Okay.
Get this for a weird record, right? Kevin Kline has twice played himself and not himself as a person, but he's played a character and that character's dad, and had the younger character kill the dad and then become him.
Who's Kevin Kline?
You don't know
Weren't
Kevin
you on the
Kline?
movie
Which one is he?
podcast? John Reisinger confused Kurt Russell and Kevin Costner
Oh my god.
That is unforgivable.
in our Let's Play. So I'm trying to figure out the Kevin Kline movies.
So
were-
he
Kevin.
played a character and his dad. The dad gets killed, so he dresses up as his dad twice. Like that's an insane thing to do
what are the-
twice.
I can't think of one.
What movies did that happen?
Fierce Creatures was one of them.
Didn't see it.
Fish called something. Cry
No,
freedom.
Fish Called
That's
Wanda's not. He's
Fish
just
Called Wanda's
man.
the same people as
Great
Fierce
movie, by the way.
Creatures.
Fish Called Wanda is a classic
I
movie.
think
So
I
why didn't you
saw
see
a
Fierce
Fish Called
Creatures?
Wanda when I was 12, and I don't remember anything about it.
Was
like
it-
I think I was way too young to be watching that movie.
Was it Wild Wild West?
Fierce Creatures was the sequel to Fish Called Wanda?
It wasn't like the same character. It was the same actors, the same team,
Yeah,
different characters.
right. I
He
didn't
does
like that.
call her Wanda at one point by accident.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like it?
I did see it. I didn't like it. It's like completely like erased from my memory because Fish Called Wanda was so good. So good.
What was wrong with Fierce Creatures?
Can't remember. Wiped it from my memory. Did you hear that part? Gone. I didn't remember that Kevin Kline played a character who killed his dad and then took over his dad's job.
He
or whatever.
shoots his dad in the head by accident.
Is he a hitman in that one too?
No, he's just an idiot.
So they kind of went like the Christopher Guest route
Yeah.
where they had the same ensemble and just like hope to recapture that magic.
Do you think, like with the Christopher Guest movies, he just has all of those people there and they just film improv for like 2 weeks? They're like, all right, we can make 3 movies out of this.
I was on a
cut
podcast
it up.
recently with one of those people in that ensemble, Ed Begley Jr. And I did 2 podcasts, interestingly enough, in LA, and I got a really funny story after the fact from one of them. But I was on the Ed Begley Jr. podcast, which I don't think it's out yet. I think it'll be out soon. But remember I was on the Tom Arnold podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. He went on another podcast and told a really funny story because we really hit it off. And he was super into what I was doing, but he had this like all these notes for me. And he told this really funny story in a different podcast. Unfortunately, I can't remember what the name of the podcast was, but a bunch of people linked it to me this weekend, where he told the story about interviewing me. And he thought right up until the interview started that he was interviewing Bonnie Bernstein from ESPN.
Oh.
And even in this later interview, he does refer to me as Burnie Bernstein once by accident. But he thought he was interviewing Bonnie Bernstein, the sportscaster, and was prepared for that interview. Then he saw me in the waiting room and was like,
Oh, shit.
So he printed out all this stuff, but he was like super well prepared. We had a great conversation about it. And of course, I was a huge fan of like True Lies. And
I just watched
this
it on a
stuff.
plane last night.
So he's
Such
so
a
funny,
good
isn't it?
fucking movie. Yeah.
The bit he does with the lamppost is like one of the funniest bits I've ever seen. And he talks about it. We talked about it in that. He talked about James Cameron yelling at him. Just basically his one direction was, do something. That's all he said. But I thought it was so funny. It was so funny to hear that perspective from somebody else's side. But as a guy who's worked in entertainment for as many years as he has, I had no idea sitting in that chair that I was like essentially a misbook guest. Not really, but essentially he thought I was going to be somebody else.
The prep was all wrong. That's like a nightmare I would have. That we would have a guest on the podcast and I would have done all my prep for the wrong person.
Right.
And then someone else would sit down and be like, oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on.
Like Zachary Levi sits down, and you're like, so how did you get the part as Spock in the new
Oh my god.
But I thought that story was really funny. I guess people thought I was going to be insulted by it. It's like, no, it's fucking hilarious.
Did he
That's
ask-
like the best story of how I met Tom Arnold ever. It's like, you couldn't make a better story than that.
Did he ask you like really vague or just like general questions, or did he like have specific things about your?
Sort of. I mean, he basically started off like, it felt like working through my Wikipedia article. And then as I said stuff and told stuff,
You can, like,
he then, of course, just like
drive
picked up a
and steer
normal
it.
conversation. So it was cool. And it was funny to have that recontextualization like several months later. It's pretty funny.
That's interesting. I'm a little thirsty. Oh, no, are you thirsty?
That's a fucking rockin' ass segue.
That's a fucking segue.
I'm
right there.
so thirsty. If only I had something to quench my thirst.
I
Gus.
feel like I should remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is
This
also
episode.
brought to you by Smirnoff Vodka.
Nice. Lounge music. Is it hot in here or am I crazy?
It's a little warm in here, but
you know,
we're
I
about
could
to
use a
cool
drink.
down thanks to the Smirnoff sidebar.
A wild Texas disappeared.
We have Texas with us.
Texas
Texas is
here
back.
to make us some drinks, as he's been doing for all of our sidebar segments. This week, Gavin, it's your turn. We're going to have Gavin's Slow-Mo Mule. I
Hell
know
yeah.
you're a big fan of the Moscow Mule.
Oh.
It's 1.5 ounces of Smirnoff number 21 vodka, 4 ounces of ginger beer, fresh lime. You add Smirnoff number 21 vodka to an ice-filled copper mug, top with ginger beer and stir.
It's-
Garnish with a lime slice.
It's very important to have the mug.
Yes,
Copper
gotta have
mug,
the
yeah.
And I'm going to drink that extremely responsibly.
Very good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Gavers. So thanks to Smirnoff. I think they're a great sponsor for the podcast. It's always good to know wherever you travel, you can always find a bottle of Smirnoff and pick one up and enjoy it. It's great quality at a very reasonable price. We've talked about this before. Smirnoff actually invented the Moscow Mule. So it's fitting now that we have a Moscow Mule type drink for you.
Well, the Moscow Mule is a very important drink in my relationship with Gavin because it's the only way I can get him to come over. Is I got him. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I got him his own copper mug that lives in my house that no one else can use. I only get it out when Gavin comes over.
Has anyone ever used it since I've been...
Probably not. No,
Probably not.
No,
It's
no.
probably safe.
Never.
Do you have one of those things in your bar at home where you push the cup on it and it sprays water up it?
No.
That'd be cool. You should get
Push
one.
the cup.
Oh, yeah, to like clean it.
No, I have a dishwasher. What am I doing with myself?
No, but just to get like the dust and fluff out of cups that you may not use all the time. Am I passing these
Let's
down?
pass them down.
Moscow Mule. So tell me, what is in a Moscow Mule, if I may ask?
Well, this one, since
Okay.
Gavin's Slow-Mo Mule, is Smirnoff number 21
Thank you.
vodka, ginger beer, and fresh lime. There it is again, right
Oh,
on
that
screen for
sounds
you.
delicious.
And I just want to remind everyone that Smirnoff is America's #1 vodka. And if you're 21 and up, you should check it out for yourself. Maybe you can make yourself a little Gavin slow-mo meal. Thanks, Texas.
Thank you, Texas,
I'm sitting
and
here
Smirnoff for the lovely drink. Cheers,
talking
fellas.
about vodka, and
Cheers,
there's
cheers.
a nice
Cheers.
little beverage
I'll
for
cheers
me.
with you.
Oh.
All right, now Blaine doesn't do it.
I am
Give it
older than
cheers to-
21.
Give a cheers to Gav. There, see, that's the way I
didn't
do.
look me
So
in
a little
the
lesson
eye.
on cheers. Little lesson. So Blaine, always make eye contact.
Fuck!
He just spilled it all over his lap, but that's okay. Always make eye contact. There you go.
You okay?
Texas, wonderful. Thank you.
It's a great
That's
drink.
delicious.
It's bad luck to not look someone in the eye. It's bad luck to do it with water.
As I've heard, it's bad luck to do
luck
with water.
It's bad luck left and right. You might as well just not bother.
Yeah, watch
Might as well
out.
just-
What if
Suck it
everyone?
down.
Okay, so in that scenario, what if everyone cheerses and you decide not to? Is that bad luck?
It probably is.
Yeah, I mean, then you're fucked either way.
Maybe
If
it's
you
not bad luck,
cheers-
but everyone thinks you're a prick.
I'm
If you
okay with
cheers
that, though.
water, but don't make eye contact. Does it cancel it out, or does that like?
I think it
instant
would.
death?
It's double negative.
That's a goocher,
Unless both people would have to have water though.
Then is it okay?
and they don't make eye contact.
I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't know. So,
So can I go back to the unlucky numbers though? So
Oh, yeah,
unlucky
yeah.
stuff. The place I lived in LA for a few months was a high-rise building. It did not have a floor 13.
I hate that.
Common.
So stupid.
It also, Gus, this is interesting, did not have a floor 14.
Why is that?
Because that's bad luck in Chinese culture because of the 4.
Because it had 12. So did it have 12
Yeah,
floors?
but
or
isn't
I was gonna say, I thought, is it because the
Yeah.
14th floor is actually the 13th floor?
But I was perplexed as to why the 14 wasn't there, and Ellie explained to me it's probably because it's bad luck. She had spent some time in Hong Kong.
isn't it the same on planes? Like they don't have 13 or 17 because 17's bad luck somewhere else as well.
Is that true?
So dumb.
Well, it shows, I mean, a lot of investment money coming into new construction in the U.S. is coming from China. So I wonder if we're going to see that in more buildings.
This is the solve here. You put those building floors in, floor 13, and you just have them at
Guess
a
what? They are
discounted
there.
rate,
Okay,
and then
right.
I'll stay at those because I don't give a
those
shit.
floor?
Have the floor, but just store stuff on it.
Or just show
floor-
people? I mean, it's there anyway. You're right.
The floor exists. It's just that it's numbered at something else.
Yeah, but that means the floor is still in use by humans.
That's correct. There is a 14th
just keep-
floor of the building.
Keep equipment. Put all the air conditioning on 13.
The bodies, the ghosts.
No, let's
Poltergeist?
just stop encouraging that.
I was thinking about this with numbers. Do you think you've seen every time?
Wow, that's a really good question.
think
Down to
you've
seconds or just minutes?
Minutes.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like it's 5:13 right now.
Sure.
AM, PM?
You've seen, yeah.
I probably have.
Oh,
I'll
I
say
probably
yeah.
have.
Like, do you think you've seen
Yeah.
2:46 on a clock?
I'm sure I
AM?
have. Yeah, I must have.
I think AM. Like I bet like around 4 to 5, 6 a.m. is a little foggy for me. I bet maybe during college.
I wonder what age you complete, on average, you complete your times. Not that there's anywhere the
I'm-
study of this.
I'm one of those like I think it's a type A personality that always has to have the time. That's why I always have like a watch and stuff like that because I always constantly check. So I bet I have.
I've always wondered why do you wear a watch? Because so few people do wear a watch. Just I was like, Gavin and I would talk about it. Like, Gav, did you notice he wears like a thing that tells the time on his wrist, Gav?
You've been so shitty. I'm gonna call you out for the PUBG thing.
What?
I'm gonna call you out for the PUBG
All right,
thing.
let's explain what
Wait,
we're
what
talking
is this
about.
thing? I don't know.
We put out a podcast Let's Play in PUBG. It was a 2-hour-long one.
About almost 2 hours.
And I played phenomenally.
Did I not compliment you whenever you did well?
You shit on me afterwards because we've got like a thing that might be happening, and basically we were gonna get teamed up. It was gonna be like our group, and I was like, hey, did you hear about that thing that we're gonna be doing? And you're like, oh, you gonna be on our team? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, well, why don't we get like Freddie, or I could get Teddy to do it? And I was like, I'm standing right here.
We were fucking around with
So
you.
then he starts saying that I'm shit at PUBG, and then I'm like, okay, well then I talked to you about whatever I needed to talk to you about. I left. I was like, prick. I turned the corner, still in earshot, and then you're talking to John. You're like, you can get somebody better than Blaine, right? And I poked my head around the corner. I was like, I'm right here.
In my defense,
Oh my god.
Freddie Wong is a fucking ringer at that game. Ringer. He's great.
I won a chicken dinner with Blaine the other day.
You should listen. I know. Let's talk about that in a moment.
Okay, in a moment.
I'm not bad at the
what you were-
game.
you
You're
were
just
telling me about?
mean.
yeah.
We played, we played
that
with
moment.
a random
I've
stranger
given
on
up
the
on my
internet.
friends now,
Oh, that
Gus,
guy's
because
killing
of that. I've given up. I've given up on all my friends
Just-
because
yeah.
of that.
So you only had 3.
Yeah.
It's
and
four.
we found a random stranger on the
Yeah,
internet
but-
to play with. He wasn't there.
He didn't. Were John and Blaine there when you started the game?
Yes.
How did they get there?
They slacked me and they said, "Do you want to play?" And I said, "Yes."
And how come I was not included in that, Blaine?
Because this was fresh after you shit on my PUBG skills.
So
and I was
you
like,
admit
oh,
it.
Well,
It was your fault that he wasn't in the game. Then you just didn't want to invite him.
Yeah, it was Blaine initiated it.
no.
Like,
It was John initiated to me, and I've been playing lunches with Gus anyways. So
my
it was
Slack. The Slack was from Blaine to me and John. It says lunch PUBG.
Okay, it wasn't. Shit.
So they played a 4-person game that I have been playing with them every fucking week. We recorded for 2 hours in the other day. We played constantly. We even have a name finally. We're Plum Squad.
Plum Squad.
Plum Squad.
And
Corporal Pitts.
Sergeant Prune. what did we decide?
They
you
used
were?
the fresh plum.
Fresh Plum.
Rookie plum.
So they go to play this game, Gavin, in the middle of the day. It's a 4-person game. They don't call me. They just play 3 people and get a random. No explanation.
And we won.
No thought whatsoever. No thought. Nothing.
My feelings were
I
hurt.
would say that's filth.
He was
that's
shitting
like-
on me to my face and behind my back.
Blaine was when we started.
It was
When I
after
got there,
that.
Blaine was pretty down about it. He was a little mopey.
It destroyed my confidence. It just utterly wrecked it.
He was on that beanbag
you-
in my office, like spread out, like Bernie thinks I suck.
Did you watch the video that he cut together of your antics?
Listen, I'm being entertaining. I'm being entertaining. We got her. You turn the cameras off. I'm great at PUBG, and then you put them on. I'm a little character, right? Right, Gus?
Yeah, totally. That's what it is.
I got 5 kills in the first round. You lasted longer than I did because I was going out.
Listen,
being
I
Commando
was
Joe.
unbelievably complimentary of you. I said I'm just gonna hide behind you for the rest of this match. You're Paris, and then the fucking audience picked your performance apart. They're like, "Yeah, he stole 3 kills to get to 5."
Whoa.
Oh, it's there, buddy. Go read those comments. You're gonna go have a heyday.
Don't do that because now he's going to be self-conscious in 2 directions.
Dude, you can't
Yeah,
make
but
me
it's
any more
funnier. It's
self-conscious
entertaining.
about that fucking game.
that team you wiped out, that squad you wiped out, I saw they tweeted at me. They said they were shooting at the jumping guy who ran by you because they thought that was the guy who was shooting at them.
I was
That
just
was
playing the
me, wasn't
battlefield,
it?
bro.
No, there was another random player who just ran in front of Blaine.
I saw that. That was weird.
So
I
wait.
planned all this out. I knew what he was. I went prone. He totally missed
Gavin
me.
has played 0 hours of this game.
I don't even have it. I don't
It's
even
a
know.
fucking blast, dude.
You should play
You
it.
guys all get together at work.
Yeah.
And play the game, but don't record it.
Yeah, we
do.
recorded it.
We recorded.
You recorded that one with 3 people?
Yeah.
Oh, Gus.
We're probably not going to do anything with it, but I recorded it.
Yeah, Gus always records his. I think.
He's turning into a problem with shadow play, which is giving us some grief.
Yeah, and people, I think 1 or 2 people who watched it noticed that, like, when you run for that long, sometimes inevitably there's like a sync issue where it's 60 frames a second more or less, but like one PC might be 59.94, another one's like 59.98, and then as time goes on, like you end
Yeah,
up with
the
a little bit of drift. And also, one of the PCs must have been struggling because John's game audio became desynced from his gameplay.
Yeah, what happened? That's why we don't use Shadowplay.
Yeah, so it's
Like,
like,
all of our recording is done with a different computer.
yeah, but
So we use Elgato just to record HDMI from a PC as if it's a console.
I have enough setups
Interesting.
to do. I have enough setups to do that for 2. I don't have enough for all 4.
So when you play a PC game, you have 2 PCs running?
In Achievement Hunter,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
yeah, everyone has 2 PCs.
Wow, it's crazy.
12 PCs in that room.
Yeah, so
well,
what-
more
What's your
than
carbon
12, but-
footprint like, Kevin?
Yeah, really.
What we're gonna end up doing is just having to like cut and re-roll every
Carbon
every
footprint.
match.
Alana tweeted that she took dirty laundry to Australia so her mum could wash it. That's some carbon footprint
I
right
also
there.
drive a Jeep Wrangler around. So yeah.
Filth.
I did a thing I've never done when I moved back from LA, which is I
Made your
just
friend cry?
had a ring light in a box, and I just checked that. It was just a box, like, you know, like a ring light. Ashley got it for E3.
Oh, like the thing that you stick the camera through?
There, exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You can do that with the camera, put it through it, and
yeah.
you shoot people.
A ring light, or as it's technically known, the thing you stick the camera through.
Exactly right. And so I just had the box. I put it back in the box we bought it in. Then I just took that to the airport, handed it to the checkout lady, or checkout lady. What am I talking about? The agent, the ticket agent. And I said, "Here, can I just check this?" And she was like, "Yeah." Just slapped the label on it, threw it on the belt. And I go, "That's gonna get destroyed." Nope, totally fine.
And that's how they ship it, right?
How
Right.
could you not fit a hollow ring in your
Oh,
luggage?
dude, it was big. It's like the circumference was like.
So what's weird about checking it? I thought you were saying it was like a tiny little one single thing that was, and that's why it's
No,
weird.
because it was in its box.
It's just like a box. It's like if you just brought like a.
You can check anything.
Yeah, and
You could
apparently
check- you could check your shoe.
somebody checked a beer.
I love that.
In, New
Australia?
Zealand? Yeah,
That's
in
Australia.
I had the most vindicating moment this weekend. I went to SCC with my girlfriend, and she bought a Batman action figure that was like really huge. And she's like, I'm gonna have to like send it separately or mail it or something, like carry it on. Like I'm not gonna be able to fit it in my check-in bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me pack your bag for you. And I proceeded to like fold her clothes tightly and stuff like that, I fit all of her shit in her bag.
Are you a
I
good
felt
packer?
So I'm a great packer.
Apparently.
You said that with such pride.
Wait, like,
So
are
is
you
the
making
bag-
like a fudge?
No,
packer?
I'm just asking. Jesus.
I'm on my toes right now.
What in the world?
I'm just because you guys have been,
Where did that
feeling
come
some harsh
from?
vibes.
He's like you're answering every question like, what?
So
Well, thank God we have the last 5 minutes of the podcast dedicated to apologies on an ongoing basis. I'll add that one to the list.
Wait, what is that? Is that a callback for something I don't get?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you
sorry.
missed that? You must have. You were out of town. We had a major fuck up on the podcast.
Oh, great.
And then had to like make an apology about some stupid stuff that was said on the podcast.
I thought your apology was top.
Well, I appreciate that. We don't have to do it too often. I'm grateful for that. But I just think if you fuck up something, you've got to own up to it.
yeah, of course. Absolutely.
So the Batman doll that you bought,
She bought. Yeah.
she bought, is the Batman doll available to play PUBG later this week on our team? Because I'd like to know.
I just did something today that was like involved. We're not. So the upcoming on the spot's gonna be like the best on the spot ever, but it involves a lot of sass. So I think that's also kind of carrying over into this podcast right now.
Oh, you sassy?
Feeling real sassy.
You're saucy?
Sass is on high.
I got saucy listening to that podcast Let's Play that we shot. I listened to it. And
The PUBG one?
yeah.
So you didn't
By the end of it, I was
watch it.
What do you mean?
He lived it.
Wait, so
listened
you
to it?
listened to it, but you weren't watching it.
I watched it and listened to it, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I mean sometimes I wasn't staring at the screen
Sure.
directly.
Sorry.
What are you getting at?
I didn't know. Like,
Calling me
I
half,
feel-
like
I-
I'm not a full fan?
Well,
What
no,
do you think?
Not a real
it's a
gamer.
lot of like, oh, guy at 240. It's like that would be the audio part, and that'd be kind of lame.
Can we
like if
do
you
a-
actually saw
I like
it.
it just fine. It's very relaxing to me because I enjoy that game so much.
Can we do a podcast Let's Play in the same game where I just hop in, replace Blaine, and see if I do better?
I think it's great.
I'll try not to do
You
better.
won't because I'm
Actually, if we want to place anybody, we need to place Reisinger in the driver's seat of any vehicle.
Reisinger can't drive.
He doesn't understand why he
I
can't
don't know
drive either.
If you noticed, and I noticed this when I was editing it, when you get hit, like all of our attention turns to you because you got run over. We see in the background,
Yeah.
you can see that other UAZ go by to the guys who end up ambushing us up later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, the guys that are going to the gun range?
They're going to the firing range. We see them go by. If he hadn't hit you, we would have been in the UAZ and we would have intercepted him right there.
Yeah.
Gavin, I would like to invite you to play with us anytime that you would like to. It is a tremendous game. You can
They
even
passed 5 million players.
come over. Well, did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. You can even come over to my house. I got a perfect setup.
I
for
would
it.
love that. You don't,
I
you don't
like that
invite me over very much.
I like
Got
that you
replaced.
installed it on
I
Ash's
invite
computer
you-
just to be safe, just
Do I
in
not?
case.
I've taken to inviting Meg places because if I get Meg to go, then I know you'll go.
Oh, smart.
Like I tried to get Meg out for Game of Thrones. No, we had a last minute thing that came up on Friday, which was our buddy Drew was in town.
Dude, I saw.
I just put a
I saw
vlog
Drew.
out about it. Did you see the vlog?
No, I haven't seen the vlog. He's just chaos in human form.
He's
I
chaos
love
in
it.
human form.
He was like, he pulled up in a cars to go. He was like taking selfies with it while I was walking by. I was like, Drew's in town. And then I saw him again, and he was soaking wet. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I went across the street to the water park, and he showed me this video where he just got some random stranger to
Yeah.
film him going down this slide. And I was like,
Have
wait,
any of you been
did
to that pool across the street?
No.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's here 5 minutes. He goes to the pool. He's like,
Yeah,
you got a cool pool over there. And off he goes.
Drew's the kind of guy where it's like, oh, is that a mountain? How do we get up there? Mm-hmm. And then he's up there by noon. He's like,
I've
"Where should
been
we go
on a
for
mountain
lunch?"
with him. I've
Yeah.
been on a mountain in Austria
He
with
gets
him.
stuff done.
Yeah, well, that was what the whole vlog was about. We had a whole vlog set up for last week. Then Friday at 3 o'clock goes, hey, I went to the Austin Yacht Club. I'm like, okay, what is that? He goes, oh, I'm part of the California Yacht Club. And so I went to the Austin Yacht Club and said, I'd like to go sailing with somebody. And you can just crew their yacht. And he said, yeah, just bring whoever you want. If the guy's words were specifically, you can bring as many people as you want as long as they're not 60 years old. That's because I guess the yacht club is filled with 60-year-olds.
Okay.
That was a quote. So a group of us went out.
Who went?
Me, Ellie, Barbara, and Drew. I invited Meg
Why didn't you invite me?
because I tried to get Meg to go, and then you would go. That's
But
why.
you can just say to me,
you were
you want to
down.
go? And I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Okay, well,
I
you
don't think that's the case.
listen, and also, by the way, I want to say this. I didn't say this in the actual vlog, which is now up for first members and be on YouTube tomorrow. It challenged our definition of the word yacht. Like when I say yacht, what do you think of?
A big old yacht.
Yeah, we were-
like a 40-foot boat. You can go below deck. It's
Yeah,
got like an
something that costs
observation
like
deck up
$20
top.
million.
It's got one of those things that spins
me
at the
too.
top.
Radar.
Now, apparently, yacht covers a lot more territory than that. And in fact, when we heard that we were going yachting, my joke with Drew is that he always looks like he just stepped off a yacht.
Which he does.
Which he always looks that way.
Absolutely true.
And he when we were going out there, I was like, oh shit, how are we gonna do this vlog that we don't seem like fucking
Yachters?
Yeah, like we're going on a yacht. You know, I've never been on a fucking yacht. I was super excited about it, but I didn't want to come across like a fucking douchebag. I don't know how you set foot on a yacht and you're not instantly a douchebag.
That's why I was
Just
confused.
run to Ralph Lauren.
That's why I was confused how you have 3 yachts, but you've never stood on any of them. It's weird.
True. Well, those are my fucking summer yachts. Anyway, so we go out there, and it was a sailboat. It was a very small,
Like a
nice
4-seater
sailboat
with a sail.
with great people on the sailboat. That was the best part. We met some amazing people.
Oh,
and
so how many did it? There were just strangers on it?
well, it was a captain,
Yeah.
Captain James, and there was a guy named Philip, and there was another dude named Forrest on it. They were all very cool.
How many times did someone say "run, Forrest, run"?
No. We were actually, the Americans were outnumbered. One of the guys was Kiwi, the other guy was Australian, and then Philip was from London. Then, of course, Barb's from Canada, Ellie's from Kent, and then me and Drew are the shitty Americans.
It's just a melting pot. That's nice.
It was fun. No, it was fun. So we went out, had like a little sunset, little cruise. We tried to race, but we were all shitty at sailing. So, and Ellie lost a winch handle over the side of the boat, which,
Oh.
yeah, it was funny. It was funny. You'll see if you watch the vlog, you'll see. But it definitely, we didn't want to obviously say in the vlog, like, oh, I thought we were going to go like in this massive, like 300-foot massive yacht. Because when you see your yacht, that's what I was thinking. It was just a nice,
Like Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah, exactly.
Did you get the drone out there?
Yeah, I got the drone going.
Flew over the yacht?
Through over many of the yachts.
It didn't crash into the lake? I feel like that's happening all the time now. Planes are crashing into Lake Travis now.
Oh, right. A plane, one of those biplane ones crashed, right?
Yeah, there's been I think 2 in the last 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Well,
What's the reasoning?
Like,
I
What's
think
the
like they
landings?
lose power, and it's like they try to land it on
Water.
on the lake, and everyone has been okay in both of those incidents.
I feel like I've heard that you should land on land as opposed to water.
I think the angle that you
I think in
can
general
land...
that's better for planes. Yeah, to land on land. That's usually good.
Tell that to Sully.
That's
American
true.
hero.
Yeah.
I think the angle is a lot more strict on water because if you get it wrong, you could just flip the plane.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whereas on land, you have a lot of like skimmage room.
You could also salvageable. Like if you land the plane, A, you could drown. B, your plane's just like it's fucked.
I'm
no
sure
matter what.
when you've lost power,
Yeah.
salvaging the plane is like the last worry.
I would
It's
imagine
like,
that's correct.
I just want to get down and step out of this. I don't care if I bin it.
So then you jump into Pochinki, and then your best friend Bernie makes fun of you.
Listen, he's the one who made the most amount of fun of you. You're mad because I was going for gold in the tournament.
At the end of the day, Gus has me. At the end of the day, Gus has me over to his office and he plays with me. So, like PUBG,
Jealous?
we don't play like.
No,
You know what I mean?
I'm actually, it's stupid.
I think-
mean, what happened in your brain, Gus, that you didn't think to invite me? It's 4 people.
Actually, we only had 3 computers
Why?
because there's only 3 computers in there.
Well,
What
how do you
we
usually play?
on? Oh, do you bring your other computer?
I bring my
around?
personal computer in when we do 4.
Why have you said that up until this point? Because that makes sense. That makes me feel better.
Because
about
now I
myself.
realize that's what happened.
Yeah.
No, I'd say that's a convenient excuse as to what happened.
He knows there's only 3. I told you the last time we filmed, I was bringing my personal one.
It's true. You did tell me
Yeah.
that. A fucking achievement hunter was sitting over there, the fucking fat cats with 2 computers each.
Hands
Why
are
don't
clean.
you have 4 computers in there?
I don't know. I need a 4th.
Wait till you hear that they're moving him out of there
They're moving me out.
Why?
to put in the engineers in there.
Bullshit. Where are
Engineers
you
for
going?
what?
He's going to stage 5. He's going to the corner of stage 5. So we're going to be with Let's
Remember where
Play
mocap
screaming
used
in
to
the
be?
corner.
You mean where you used to be?
Yeah.
Wait, so you just
You have it so good in there.
We have it good.
Yeah, VR the Champions. What are you going to shoot VR the Champions now? What are you going to do?
You gonna shoot over here?
Did we ever shoot it in there?
Yeah, in my office all the time.
All the time?
What are you on about?
You're undercutting our case for keeping Gus in that room.
Well, we should keep him in the room just because it's like Gus's little science room.
Doing stuff.
What does that even
Yeah,
sound
you're really undercutting it. You're not selling it well here. So you were
Yeah,
talking.
Gus needs his science room.
You were talking about San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it happened, but I feel like it slowly happened to where people started waiting for Comic-Con to release trailers, and now like this Comic-Con was just like trailer palooza.
Don't like Ragnarok.
Yeah, me neither.
You didn't like it?
No.
Second trailer put me off.
There were so many
I watched
movie
it so
trailers
many times.
and just other trailers that came out.
The first
this
one,
weekend.
I fucking loved it. Loved the Ragnarok first trailer. Super excited about it. Saw the second one. I'm like, this is.
Dude, the music cue is like bow, 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 bow. I want that as my ringtone. It's
You can make it happen, I'm sure.
it's so
I don't
cool.
like watching trailers. I don't give a rat's anus about a trailer.
I thought Justice League trailer was just it did nothing for me.
I didn't even know that came out.
The Thor
And I
Ragnarok
thought
trailer.
Also, wait, let's
Stranger
spend a little more time.
Sure.
So Justice League trailer you brought up. I feel like they're
watching that
giving
right now.
away a huge thing already, right?
Speaking of
very,
which,
very end.
In so in the Justice League trailer, it's like, oh, the world's reeling, Superman's dead. We're putting all.
I'm going to give you a time limit to talk about the Justice League trailer. Can you spoil a trailer? Is that even a thing?
We put all these things together. We put all these people together. We're going to save the world. And then at the end, it's like an ominous, like, oh, I was hoping you'd show up. Or what's the line? Something like that.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
there's,
you
someone off
said you'd
camera.
come back or something. I don't know.
And then-
it's
and
Alfred
then-
talking to a mysterious figure that has a red cape.
And then the posters all have that slogan, like, you
All
can
in.
all in. Or no, it's like, all can save the world or something. It's like all the different logos of the superheroes. And the fucking Superman logo's right there in the middle.
Well, I mean, then it's not a spoiler that Superman's in this movie,
Well,
right?
Batman versus Superman,
He-
like
the reveal is at the end of the last movie.
It
that
is.
He's not dead.
yeah.
Yeah, but they haven't shown him in the movie. And the trailer starts with them talking about how
But
he's
wouldn't
dead.
it be weird if it was like, by the way, he's not dead at the end of the last movie, and then he just wasn't in this movie? That'd be weird.
Well, all of the I just read an article that Henry Cavill's sick fucking sweet mustache is messing up reshoots for Justice League because he's got a mustache for Mission
Can't they just
Impossible.
paint it green?
Well, they're saying it's costing them a lot of money. 'cause
Found
they
there
have
was
to
some
paint it out.
solution for having a mustache.
It's a sick stash. But yeah, no, he's absolutely in it. I'm curious who. So a while ago they were like.
So you're saying that you're saying he's definitely in it?
Absolutely.
Because Justice League is 6 people and it's always 6 people. Why do it with just 5? That would be fucking weird.
Also, it seemed
Well,
like
for no reason. Maybe they didn't have one computer. Can you ever think about that, Blaine?
They just
Oh,
didn't
okay.
invite him.
it also seemed weird. I felt like this trailer was definitely cut after the success of Wonder Woman. Because
Yes.
it like starts with Wonder Woman. It's very Wonder Woman heavy. They're like,
yeah, it
hey,
is.
remember that? That was a good movie. This one has her too.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely riding that
they're,
wave.
They're playing up the comedy, and it's less like drama and dark. It's more like, oh, Aquaman's a surfer bro, and he's
Yeah.
like riding parademons down a building.
So you said Drama and Dark was like a great Batman voice. So you're Drama and Dark.
Well, so like a while ago, nobody remembers this, but they had this poster out that was called, it said Unite the Seven, and it was like 7 people. So there's 6 if you count Superman, including all the guys that we've seen. So there's one missing person.
I think the person at the end was not Superman.
I think it was because he had a red cape. If you look at the corner.
Oh, I know who it is.
There's a red cape.
This is another character with red cape.
Martian Manhunter?
Yeah.
It's either, so I'm thinking it's either
Another
Martian Manhunter or
Bizarro
it's Green
Superman.
Lantern.
Bizarro would be dope.
You spit. He totally just spit. The
Bizarro would be great.
That'd just be like Hulk.
When you laugh,
I
right
did like that
before you
Hulk talk
swallow,
in the Ragnarok trailer. I
Yeah.
did like that.
That was great.
Yeah, you don't hear Hulk talk very often anymore.
Ragnarok trailer's great. You're so wrong.
I just felt
I
like
felt
it was like it felt like Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
It's like the Wonder Woman thing you're saying with Justice League. I feel like okay, Thor's listen, when Thor the first one came out, I was like, they're making a fucking movie about Thor, the Norse god hero. How are they gonna make that work?
Yeah.
And not that they're gonna make him like the Avengers Ultimate, where Thor was a character in Avengers Ultimate where he had the ability to harness lightning and everything, but it was a vest that he had with the circles, those 6 circles, and it was a vest, and it was made by a lab that was run by his brother, and he kept saying he was a Norse god, and it was very unclear whether or not Loki was fooling him or fooling everyone else into thinking that he wasn't a Norse god, and that you didn't know if Thor basically was crazy because he kept claiming he was a Norse god. And so that was the whole theme of like, is this guy or isn't he? It's like you couldn't figure it out.
a great
but
premise.
They pretty much went full on with the Norse mythology with the movie, and I was like, nobody's gonna like this. This is terrible. It's like characters invented in the 50s and 60s, because they had to. It's gonna be garbage. It was great. Thor was great. Thor 2 was great. It was on its own trajectory. Guardians of the Galaxy also great. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was gonna be trash, and it was great. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 also really really good.
Yeah.
But now it's like Ragnarok's like, all right, we're just gonna do the Guardians
I
of the Galaxy.
totally got
Yeah.
like the color popping in it and the way they use music. I was like, this is like, we liked Guardians of the Galaxy, so we're gonna make another movie kind of like that.
Have you
Yeah.
seen other stuff by Taika Waititi though, the director?
I don't think so.
What We
else
Do in the
has he done?
Shadows,
I said, What We Do in the
Wilder
Shadows.
People, Hunt for the Wilder, or something
have
like
not
that.
seen anything else.
He is a great fucking director. He's got a really
Comedy guy.
cool. Yeah, he's hilarious, and he's got like all of his stuff have like camp and like silly like homages to like old 80s commercials and stuff like that. So like I don't think that
So,
he's
like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think at all. Well, I know, but like I still think that they're not replicating. That's just Taika's voice. He's just a lot like James Gunn, but he's not replicating James Gunn. He's got his own thing going on.
I watched Valerian.
How was it?
Worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I feel like it's very disrespectful to walk out of a movie, but I also value my time a lot. So it was uncomfortable to sit from the beginning to the credits.
What about it was
I
bad?
don't know. If I had to, I hated it. I can't even explain it.
I guess
It was guff.
I got the same feeling from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Or I just wanted to leave.
It was worse than that.
Really?
I just didn't care about any of the characters. It was very pretty looking. It was a very nice looking movie. I just didn't give a shit about any of the story or anyone in it. And that's very important.
Anthony Carboni, who helped us host our E3 coverage,
Star Wars show.
he tweeted a little screenshot of a snippet from the New York Times review of Valerian. And Anthony Carboni loved Valerian, by the way, just to clarify. So anyway,
He did? I thought he hated it.
He keeps saying he likes it.
Oh, I read like a summary of his own tweets. I didn't read the whole thread because I saw it was see the other 41 replies. I was like, nope.
So
gonna keep scrolling.
the snippet he highlighted from the New York Times review was, imagine crushing a DVD of The Phantom Menace into a fine powder, tossing in some Adderall and ecstasy and a pinch of cayenne pepper, and snorting the resulting mixture while wearing a virtual reality headset in a Las Vegas karaoke bar.
That's wow. That's pretty visual.
Very wordy.
I mean,
yeah, it was like if anything, it reminded me that The Fifth Element could have been bad.
I was gonna say, what are your thoughts on Fifth Element?
I love it. I love Fifth Element.
Okay.
I think you're either a Matrix fan or a Fifth Element fan.
I like both of those movies.
Yeah.
But you like one
both
more.
of Those movies.
You like one more
When are you coming over to
But
watch
everyone
Fifth
likes The
Element?
Matrix more.
Waiting for you.
What?
to invite me.
Everyone likes The Matrix more.
than Fifth Element? Do they?
Yeah, I like
Yes,
The Matrix. more
Matrix
than
has
Fifth
a
Element.
bigger following.
Fifth Element is like
No, do you like it better? He said everyone likes it better.
Oh,
Dennis.
yes.
You like The Matrix better than Fifth
It
Element?
had some of the most groundbreaking stuff happen in that. Like Fifth Element was cool and visual, but like I think Matrix set a precedent for future movies.
Did you read that thing? Did you read that
Unprecedented.
snippet about the production of The Matrix that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Where the Wachowskis wanted to make the movie. They presented the film to the studio. Studio didn't trust them because they hadn't made anything. So they made, was it Bound? And studio was happy with that. So they gave him $10 million to make The Matrix.
Yeah.
Wasn't
So
enough.
the Wachowskis just made the opening cinematic, the opening scene.
Yeah, they
with
spent
Trinity.
all the money
They spent
on the-
all the
on the
money on
beginning.
that. Showed it to the movie studio, and they're like, all right, you get the rest of the money.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fucking ballsy.
yeah, that's
Joel
a-
Silver produced it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's absolutely crazy to think that. I mean, that was such a huge movie. Like you said, so many iconic things came. Like all Bullet Time existed for so long. People
The
kept using it for so long after that.
Time warping, like things going into slow motion and then coming back to regular speed. Like, yeah, action scenes are shot completely different after The Matrix, I feel like.
Well, I mean, The Matrix wasn't the first movie to do slow mo.
Certainly not, but I feel like it was the first movie to like perfect it.
They did a lot more with like the ramping, I think. Like
Yeah.
things just didn't go to slow mo and then cut away. It's like you would stay in the shot, slow down, and then ramp back up.
Has that never been done before?
I don't
I know
remember
that-
ever having really seen that before.
They did a lot of time slice, which hadn't really been seen.
Yeah, Time Slice was definitely new at that time.
This ginger beer is spicy.
They
Yeah,
also
good.
did the thing.
good. It's
where
really
he-
good.
He punches and he misses and he goes,
Oh yeah,
I'd never seen that one.
I think that reminds me. What was it? Jason Saldana had a story like that, where he saw someone get in a fight on a bus once, like when he was in elementary school, and the kid in the fight went like, boom, he was fighting two people and like punched twice at the same time. And he said he'd never seen that before. That it was like the coolest thing in the world.
Changed his life.
I love Jason. I spoke to him a lot at RTX. I wish he was around more. Just hanging out.
He'll come around as much as you invite him. He's always up to go.
Should we have him on the potty one day?
Sure. I'd love to have Jason on, yeah. He's great.
He could replace Blaine. I mean, you might need someone to step in for
waiting
Blaine.
for it.
Wow.
Just waiting for it. It's really
Jeez,
clever.
okay.
It's funny. No, keep it going. It's fun.
Well,
What other trailers from Comic Con?
I want to talk about a few more, but I want to read this first.
Sure.
I also want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by.
Who's the female character in Ragnarok? Who is that?
Valkyrie?
I don't know.
Is it Valkyrie?
Yeah.
Is that who that is? Oh, okay. Okay.
Or Hella?
No, no, Valkyrie. You got it.
Kate Blanchett, man.
What's that?
Kate Blanchett. She's looking great.
Yeah.
I think the trailer I was most excited about that I didn't know was coming from Comic-Con was Bright,
Oh,
the new Netflix movie with Will Smith.
David Ayer.
It looks really good. Have you seen it?
Nope.
The trailer? It looks like someone made a Shadowrun movie
No shit.
where it's like a world where it's humans, elves, and orcs, and like the differences in them, and there's like magic and like modern day technology as well.
Or like Training Day with fantasy.
You know what I was thinking
Right.
about the other day with Will Smith? The movie Hancock was probably about 10 years too early.
I love
like,
Hancock.
If Hancock came out
God.
today, it probably would be an enormously popular
I think
movie.
I
Why?
loved Hancock. It fell apart.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
It's like people are.
There were superheroes 10 years ago.
No, I know, but it wasn't like it is now.
Cinematic universes
Like-
and stuff like that.
No, I don't.
10 years ago?
Well, 10 years ago they were
I
still
don't even know
making
when
the-
Hancock
They
was.
were making the safe
2008?
movies. Like it was phase 1 Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Like they wouldn't have thought about Guardians of the
I
Galaxy
think of Hancock
or
as
Ragnarok.
predating the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Am I
Hancock is
crazy?
2008.
2008.
Iron Man.
It didn't look very good. The special effects weren't there.
It was good. I thought the movie fell apart at the very end, but I thought it was a great premise. Iron Man came out in 2008. And I feel like that was kind of the start of the whole.
Yeah. Like it was
rebirth
too,
of
like I agree.
But they've
Iron
still
Man.
been doing Superman and Spider-Man at the anus back then.
Yeah, they're all garbage. Like there was a Kevin Spacey one.
God, Spider-Man was not garbage. You
Oh,
can't-
Spider-Man 1 and 2 were good.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 3 was. But like that Kevin Spacey Superman, or where he was Lex Luthor.
Superman Returns.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Brandon Ruth, I think.
Terrible.
Was that
That had that cool scene with the bullet in his eyeball.
That was cool. You want to call that cool?
I'd never seen that before.
Do you
It was
find
in
it-
the trailers?
Do you find it crazy that we have several good interpretations of the Joker, but really no really good interpretations of Lex Luthor? Who's
You didn't like Hackman?
I like Gene Hackman a little bit, but it was definitely a twist on the Lex Luthor. It was definitely an early cinematic interpretation of the character, and I feel like the Joker we've seen some good. Joker's a more difficult character, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Than Lex Luthor? Yeah,
sure.
than just the evil mastermind. And
Because he's crazy, but he has to still have like direction and a path.
Right.
And that's hard to get right.
still-
That's why
motivation.
the Suicide Squad Joker was kind of all over the place. Didn't understand what he wanted.
I think the animated series interpretation. It's just like Mark Hamill's the perfect Joker. I think Clancy Brown did the voice for the Superman Lex Luthor. And I thought that he was perfect in that too.
Clancy Brown's a good choice for that.
Would Hamill ever play the Joker live action?
No, but he did play a Flash villain.
He's always doing the voice at every convention he goes to. Like, that's a viral video from like almost every convention that Mark Hamill sets foot in, where he's doing something as a Joker. And this last one was he was reading Donald Trump's tweets in the Joker voice, and they sounded great.
That's a good. That's a
I
good
think
fit.
Circus did that too.
I want to.
As Gollum, he did that on
Gollum,
Stephen
yeah.
Colbert. Yeah.
I want to clarify something really fast. Apparently, there's been a correction that the Wachowskis did not spend the entire $10 million on the opening sequence. What happened was they were going over filming schedule, so they polished up the opening sequence to get the movie studio to give them more time to finish filming. They only had 90 days, and they ended up going 118.
Oh.
Yeah,
Shot that in
significant.
Australia, that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first movies I ever heard of that was shot down in Australia. The what? I mean, they shot other movies there, but you know, there was a big movement where a lot of high dollar visual effects movies were made in Australia. I think maybe even Hancock was. We were talking about Hancock.
Oh, was it?
I think it was.
I'm
Thanks to
surprised,
Sick Fit Curls, by the way, on Twitter. For
I'm
pointing that
surprised
out.
so much is still shot in England.
That was your
Very
story.
expensive.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I
Like
would imagine.
Pinewood still gets all the superhero movies.
Oh,
It's Star Wars.
there's,
And-
a,
and
history.
Star
there's a
Wars.
person that we're trying to get for keynote for RTX London. That would be great. And there's a connection with London as a result.
I'm interested. Was Charlize Theron was in Hancock, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys see Atomic Blonde during South by?
No, I didn't.
You saw it.
saw it with
The
you,
commercials
didn't
I've seen on TV so far make me not like it. Like, there's nothing compelling about the commercials that
That
make me want
movie,
to watch that movie.
has an amazing soundtrack.
Look at that! Look at Blaine's face. I just showed him the name of the person we're trying to get. No.
Oh, show me.
Nah. I can show you here. There you go. That's what we're trying to get.
I can't see.
Man, I watched something.
Oh, look at that face. Oh, whatever.
I watched something recently of his, and I was. Oh,
All right, we'll take it easy.
Yeah. You don't have to say that. What we're talking, Atomic Blonde has a great
Amazing
soundtrack.
soundtrack, and there's a fight scene in it, which is
Probably won't
nuts.
happen.
Probably won't happen.
No, I mean, yeah, probably won't happen. So.
fuck.
Yeah,
We're
it's
trying to move on over here.
That you keep doing that to me, where it's like, oh, we
Oh,
had this
stop it!
opportunity.
Stop it! Go ahead.
We were already trying to move on. You brought it back.
I'm just saying, probably want to have these guys are going too deep down the
There's a
rabbit hole.
fight scene that lasts forever in that movie, and it's like the progression of exhaustion throughout that fight is one of the best I've ever seen.
What movie?
Atomic
Oh my
Blonde.
God.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Two different discussions.
like
More
talking to the
exhausting than the
Joker.
fight scene in They Live.
I love
Oh
that scene.
shit! With the dude from The Thing,
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper,
And the guy who plays the Arbiter.
Arbiter.
Yeah.
Keith David.
Keith David.
David. No, it's exhausting by the end of it. Like they're like literally just like holding on.
It's like
to
How long
it's
is
like
that fight
It's like
in
a
They
15,
Live?
20-minute fight scene.
How
Two dudes in an alley.
It's not that long. Yeah.
It goes on.
Atomic Blonde's fight scene is not that long.
Ever.
John Carpenter apparently goes on tour because he made music for a lot of his movies, and he does the music from his movies, and also like he has new albums called Lost Themes, where it's like
John Carpenter's old now, dude.
yeah, but like I want to go to a John Carpenter live
It's,
show.
Oh,
the fight
please
lasts
do
for
it.
6 minutes.
God, it feels like so much longer.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because they're just like, put the glasses on. No.
Punch. Body slam, suplex.
It's so weird.
Carpenter's 70 now. 70 now. Oh my God, it's crazy to me because Stan Lee. How old is Stan Lee?
He's 98, I think.
Is he almost 100? Right?
Yeah, or maybe 99 at
Way
this
to
point.
go, fucking Stan Lee.
That kind of brings us back to Comic-Con trailers.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite trailer you saw?
My favorite, I think, I mean,
94.
It was definitely Thor.
Oh, I thought it was older than that. Okay.
But I think that the I wasn't expecting Westworld so soon.
I'm
I thought
happy
the trailer
to
was
see
kind of meh.
that they have some footage shot.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know if they'd even entered production.
That
if
was
they
a
were done
very
writing
expensive
yet.
production.
Yeah.
Although Game of Thrones, the current season, looks enormously expensive.
Who do you want to win?
Stranger Things was good. The Stranger Things trailer.
I heard the Stranger Things. I haven't seen any of these. I gotta brush up. I feel like I haven't done my research.
The Stranger Things 2 trailer was really good.
Don't say what the song is. It puts
Okay,
a
don't
good
tell me.
song
Don't
to
tell me.
good use.
I heard though it was like people watching it were like they just walked away with the feeling of like the trailer just said, "Hey, we got a lot more money." That's how they all felt.
because licensing alone, like I was like, oh wow, yes. They.
Speaking of licensing,
sense.
the Ready Player One trailer came out.
I started thinking about that. I was like, that's the reason they got Steven Spielberg involved, right? Is to grease the wheels to make that licensing stuff easier. I can't imagine the licensing nightmares. Like in one scene, you got like a whole.
What do you mean that's why they got Spielberg involved? Like if Spielberg wanted to make your movie, be
think-
like, nah.
He makes the process a lot easier.
Yeah, but Spielberg is Spielberg. If he wants to direct your movie, it doesn't matter.
That's
You can say
true.
yes regardless.
The only thing that walked away from this Ready Player One was I saw Iron Giant and I flipped my shit. And I saw the DeLorean. Like it was cool pointing things out, but like I don't think it's not gonna. It didn't do much for
It
me.
was sensory overload. It was just like
well, so is the
nonstop.
book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you read the book, and all the criticism I'm seeing of it falls along exactly the same lines as the book, which is a good sign for an adapted work. If you know, people who responded to the initial material, you know, they'll respond to this, right? You know, that's a good thing. And I honestly, I was like, they'll never make that movie. It's impossible with all the licensing stuff. Apparently, it's no big deal.
Well, but they don't have like the X-wing and stuff like that. You know, there's like certain parts that they have missing. They have a lot of pop culture stuff in there, but like
Yeah.
they're missing elements.
Yeah, the
How
funny
do you,
thing
how,
too
well,
is,
just for clarity, how do you know they don't have the X-wing?
yeah,
because it's what is it? Universal? Who is it?
it's Warner Brothers, right?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
I feel like they would.
Apparently, they went out to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, they got a Halo assault rifle. That's not Warner Brothers.
Microsoft. Well, I don't know.
They
call.
they have money. They can write checks to
They
make
got
that show
Spielberg
right.
greasing the wheels. Did you hear? Got
Actually,
the-
if they have Spielberg, I bet he could. He probably has some connections. Lucas.
we just came full circle in this conversation.
What movie was it? Atomic Blonde?
Blaine got an enemy at 90 degrees due east.
I've never seen Atomic Blonde. I have no idea.
It's good.
Did you like
was,
it?
It was like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy meets John Wick.
You lost me. The Tinker Tailor
Go on.
Soldier Spy was awful.
No,
I
Tinker
loved it.
Tailor Soldier Spy is one of the best movies ever.
Are you serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
they
good.
gave me a pamphlet in the movie theater to explain what the movie was about.
That movie's so good. I got really drunk the other day and I bought it. I was like, I woke up the next day. I was like, oh, cool. I bought Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Did you really not remember doing it?
No, I had like the receipt from Apple on my phone. I was like, all right, yeah.
Are you fucking with me? Do you like that movie?
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Great movie.
Is
Yeah,
it because
I-
you were really hammered when you watched it?
No. Dead sober. Love it.
Do you like the movie, Kev?
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Yeah.
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's a super slow burn. It's like you watch that movie for 2 hours for then the payoff at the very end.
Dude,
I didn't get to the end.
Yeah.
Probably
performances
do
and
that.
stuff like that are just like, and they have like every awesome actor that's British.
Wasn't the payoff though like so just like what is this based on? Wasn't the payoff at the end like and he's gay? Like wasn't that the end?
No, the payoff is that's the traitor. It's like the whole time you're trying to figure out. It's like the
So the
four
payoff
different
was the
people.
movie. Like they're trying to find the traitor the whole time.
Right.
Or-
Yeah, and then at the end of it, they're like, there he is.
Yeah, like the end of Star Wars, they blow up the Death Star. Oh. I mean, the point is the point of the movie. You're right.
You distilled it down pretty far, but yeah.
If you watch it again, it actually helps because knowing.
Yeah, but Star Wars, for the first hour and a half of the movie, they weren't sitting there reading the Death Star plans out loud. That wasn't the entire movie. That would be Tinker Tailor Jedi Spy. That would be what it would be.
I'm gonna look it up.
Hey,
I would
so-
say Atomic Blonde was 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10? You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Which movie? What movie? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You asked the question earlier. What was it? Game of Thrones?
Something about Game of Thrones.
Who'd win?
I was asking you who you want to win.
Hey, Texas, we knew another Texas. Gus, can you remember the other Texas that we knew?
We knew another Texas.
We knew another Texas
I don't remember that.
once before.
I know in Austin.
There should be only one.
No. Who?
What was his name?
Texas the porn star. Texas Presley.
Oh, right.
Right. She was a little bit hotter. But you're
That's all right.
Texas is working out. Texas is dropping weight like a madman.
I'm trying very hard. So I got a trainer who's kicking ass. She's actually really hot. So
He's like running up and down stairs, doing squats on all the stairs and everything.
Oh my God.
All that crazy CrossFit shit where he's got like a medicine ball on his head and he's like, you know, doing crazy stuff. So watch out.
Pretty awful.
That's what Eddie did. Eddie, like,
Oh my God, Eddie's like, you can't even recognize the dude.
nope. And if you try to recognize him, he'll beat the shit out of you.
How do you people find time to be at the gym?
So I've talked to James about this
Because
and
you get a lot done. You're a very productive person, but also you're buff.
I talked to James about this, and people are always like, "What gets you motivated to go and stuff like that?" And he said,
What are
"Treat
you
it."
talking to Valley girls? What gets you motivated to go to the gym, dude?
Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah.
But like he said, just treat it like
He's
it's
talking
like,
to the turtles from Finding Nemo.
treat it like it's you're brushing your teeth. You just like make it more of a habit and less of a this is something that I gotta do. You know, like make it something that you absolutely have to do during the day, and then it makes it
Thank
easier.
you very much.
Anybody else need a refill?
Otherwise,
So, Gavin, no, I'm good.
Good.
When was the last time that you went to the gym?
Well,
I'm asking you, Gavin.
that's an impossible question to answer.
Have you ever been to the gym?
I mean, I went in to get water.
You never gone and like hit a machine and worked out?
No.
Never happened.
Look at me.
No,
No, but
no, you.
This might be a fun video. I've never been either. If you film me and
You've
Gavin
never
going to
been
a gym and have us try to figure out what the machines do and how the machines work.
There's a little. Well, there's a
Well,
little.
because I look at them sometimes, like you see videos or photos, you're like, if I was in front of that machine, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I
what
look
to
at
do
him
with
and I'm
it.
like, I'm gonna kill myself.
You're
if I
talking about
touch that.
exercise like you're interpreting a message from space. You know, I hear and I see videos. I hear about gyms, Blaine, and there's machines
If they
there, I
didn't
believe.
smell so damn bad,
Ah, they're
I'd be-
fine. That's a gym.
my gym feels great.
Yeah.
My
too
climbing
sensitive.
gym.
How much stuff
Oh,
do you use? Do you like go all over the gym, like using all the shit?
How many
or you-
machines? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 6 different
I
machines.
think
a
I
day.
average like 10 to 11 exercises.
Do you
per
really?
Session, yeah.
What do? You work in like multiple
Yeah,
parts
I do.
of your body out?
I
You
do
blast your quads?
like arms. Or, sorry, I do biceps, backs, and traps and abs one day.
Why
and I'll
do you
do
want-
chest, triceps.
You have traps as a separate thing?
Yeah, baby.
Okay. By the way, I gotta give another shout out to somebody else who's really fucking getting unbelievably ripped. It's Tyler Coe. What is he doing? He was
He's,
always
he's
ripped.
working out.
He works on it.
Is it? Is that what it is? No, but he's like this fucking wide now. It's crazy. His shoulders are so fucking wide now.
No.
Is that what you look for in a man?
What's that? That's what I look for in a man.
Yeah,
Looking
he looks
good.
good. He
Looking
looks
good.
Like a Dorito. No, I break it up and I have like all these different.
So why can't you do it all at once? Why do you have to have a leg day and an arm day?
Well, because like it's nice to have certain body parts like rest. Like you shouldn't hit chest 2-3 days in a row. It's like
Why?
you hit chest and then you hit it like 4 or 5 days later.
I interrupt you
Why?
on your routine. Go through your routine because I'm sure people are
it
curious
helps
about this.
Your muscles grow. Otherwise, if you're hitting them so much, then you're not. It's like
You break
not,
it down and you recover.
Yeah.
Recovers when you build the muscle.
Recovery is important.
Oh.
For yeah. I do biceps, backs, traps, abs, and then I hit calves every day. And then I do triceps, chest, shoulders, abs, and calves, and then I do a leg day, just like straight up.
So that's a 3-day routine.
Yeah. So I'll do 3 on, 1 day off, 3 on, 1 day off, 3
Gotcha.
on, 1 day off.
So if I wanted to replicate in my house all the equipment that you use, how much money would that cost? Because I don't want to go anywhere.
You can do versions of my lifts. Like I don't use machines all that often. You can just get a bunch of free weights, but like, you know, it's nice. Like I have like specific days for specific, you know, muscle groups because I like to isolate things and make sure I hit everything like specifically, like at least like once or twice, you know?
So how
So
much
like
would it
there's
cost?
like several ways to do a bicep curl, right?
The way you do it at the gym with what you use, how much would it cost to replace all those machines?
Oh.
What are you gonna assume? Like $5,000 a machine? Is that fair?
God, it's so expensive.
I mean,
to
I would just
exercise.
like a straight up like a squat rack
That was
with
a
barbells.
tremendous amount of spit. Spit out, by the way.
With the squat rack and barbells and dumbbells, like I don't know
Dumbbells,
how
that's
much,
a little. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how much that would run you, but I think that could get you by for sure. It's just like a nice squat rack with a bench.
I don't even know what a squat rack is. What the hell's that?
It's basically a
rack-
cage.
Yeah, it just holds a bar so that you can do push-ups, or sorry, you can do
Bench press?
bench press.
Good
You can
job.
do squats. You can do curls.
In my head,
So it's like if
Power
you're
clean.
squat is when you put the bar on your shoulders and then you squat down with the weight on you, and if you get in trouble, you'll be able to drop and the bar doesn't go down with you.
Yeah, it has like safety
There you
That's
go.
a squat
A
rack.
squat rack right there.
Although I used an old school one that's like it's literally just like 4 bars.
That is literally the exact squat
Because
rack
when I was
that they have at my gym. That's literally it right there. The one they showed.
When I was
mean, it
in
might be
my-
the same model.
I was in my late teens, and I was seeing the dudes at school who were like, oh, they've clearly decided they're going to be buff dudes. And I was like, I guess I could just become that because I saw them be skinny once and they became
True.
buff. So I was like, I want to do that one day. And now that it's like 12 years later, I still haven't done it. And
Yeah.
then I'm now convinced I'll never do it, ever, because I'm never going to feel like I have enough time to do that.
But you
maybe
get,
I should.
like
Maybe.
you get like Brad Pitt shape, like 6-pack abs and stuff like that, because you're a thin dude naturally.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be weird if I was like, if I looked like you. If I looked as good as Blaine, I think that'd be weird with my head on that.
I mean,
Wouldn't it?
I think your face actually kind of changes too. Like the weight distributes differently.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. People say that like, oh, he's got steroid jaw, which I don't know if that's a thing or not. Like if your face actually takes different structure for depending on
What
how
happened to your jaw when you took steroids?
I don't know. I'd never heard of that in my life. This thing that only gets Blaine has been hearing about. I always hear that with human growth hormone. Is that what it is? Like it makes shit grow. Like you get a big brow, you get big hands, and all that stuff.
I've heard about that.
What do people take that for?
To grow.
Growth hormones? I mean,
Like Sylvester Stallone takes it. It's a fitness thing, but what do they take it for?
I mean, Sylvester Stallone looks like he's always in a state of like being in the pump. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
aren't
just
people on
always
stem cells
rippling.
now anyway?
What? Okay.
Isn't it all about stem cells?
Sure, Gav. It's all about stem cells.
Like steroids are old news.
just take some stem cells and rub them on your gum. You're good to go.
Isn't Mel Gibson doing stem cells?
Is I don't know.
Probably.
I think you're thinking about human growth
I mean,
hormone.
at a certain age, like there's nothing like it's whatever. You're gonna die in the next like 10 years anyway, so it's like why not just like look fucking fantastic? So I'm pretty sure like Stallone
like
and Mel
70.
Gibson and Schwarzenegger are all doing some shit that's making them look like beasts.
Oh, you don't think they were all doing that stuff in the 70s when they were...
I'm sure they were.
I mean, if they're not competitive bodybuilders, if they're acting, and that's why they want to look as good as possible on camera, what do we care what they do? I don't care.
Yeah,
They're not
no,
competing.
No,
I mean, they kind of are, but it's different. You know? I don't know. It's an
I know peop-
aesthetic thing.
People say it all the time. We should totally have a steroid Olympics.
for sure.
Be
It'd
quality.
be way better.
It's like the craziest, stupidest world records. It's like,
I'm gonna say,
man, there's
what
no way we
does-
could actually do that.
I looked up Stan Lee. What does human growth hormone do? What does
The Hulk. Excelsior.
growth hormone?
Oh my god, I started an argument on Twitter the other night. I couldn't sleep, so I was just like, found myself in a weird hole in YouTube, just watching like hunting videos and stuff. And this guy got really
Recovery.
happy that he killed a deer. And
I
was
didn't
like,
watch that video. I saw it.
Who killed the bear?
A guy killed a deer.
he killed a deer. So I was like, why is this guy happy? Couldn't someone who hunts tell me? That argument, it was over 24 hours ago. That argument is still happening in my Twitter.
Oh, I have that too. I made a tweet about that. Something similar today.
Yeah, but it's like
Not about hunting,
there
but
are
about something
some
controversial.
subjects where you could just be like, and walk away, and chaos in your mentions. And I don't even care, honestly. I fell asleep after that, and I woke up and I didn't care anymore. But
Mute conversation.
and then I got a load of shit because I gave like a little gross warning because blood came out of the deer, so I was like gross, and everyone yelled at me for doing that. Not
Well-
even yelling at me for the disapproving of hunting, which I was like, someone tell me about this hunting thing. Just because I warned people there was blood, people would get like saying I was a pansy and giving me grief and stuff.
I remember that. It might have been the phrasing. Like the gross seemed like an afterthought, saying that the act itself was gross.
Not enough
And not
characters,
the fact
yeah.
that it was a gross.
I didn't get that it was
warning.
a trigger warning either. So
Oh, okay.
Gross.
So I should have just done like
Gross can also
NSFW.
apply to behavior, right?
Right.
Not just an image that you see.
My gross was just like blood was spewing out on the ground.
Right.
Gross.
But that's how I took it. Like what we're saying is like that the act itself was gross.
I personally feel like any animal killed for food is just like you either understand that happens or you should be a vegetarian, which is a totally normal lifestyle.
Yeah, I wasn't like
It's the trophy animals that's where my line
yeah,
is.
Have you
like,
seen
don't kill a
Okja yet?
hippo.
What have you seen? What?
Have you seen Okja yet?
No.
Oh, the giant hippo thing on Netflix?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Deals a lot with that, like dealing with the gross reality of where your food comes from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to do an anti-hunting tweet. I just didn't understand why the guy got emotional from. Like, the
Emotional
deer
how?
wasn't even. He was like.
Why?
he
Let me
could-
ask you a question. Why did you scream like lunatics when you got 100% of the achievements on Peggle? Why?
Took us 4 years.
Same
Big,
thing.
Big accomplishment.
For someone to get a bow kill like that,
Because you have to like stalk them. and
that's
stuff.
their
Oh, was
hobby.
it with a bow?
Yeah.
Yeah. it was
Oh,
in
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
He might do that once every 2 years, or depending
That's
on
just the sense of
the hunter.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird to me. Like the deer wasn't even dead. It just collapsed. Yeah, this guy's like super happy that he killed the deer. It's not even dead.
That's
though.
kind of a rough image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Can we turn that off?
I used to hunt a lot when I was growing up, and I knew I would never hunt with bow. But
I
I
wouldn't
knew
hunt with a bow either.
I knew a bow hunter, and like you said, he would potentially go years without killing one. And what he would do is, he would literally cover himself in deer piss, and sit in a tree for like 8 hours a day, waiting to see if a deer came close, and that way he could shoot it.
It's like Pokemon.
Which is crazy because you think with far inferior bows and arrows, that's how people had to eat
Yeah.
for millennia.
And people naturally smelled like piss because there weren't showers yet. So.
Yeah, you got to give a
Lazy.
shit either.
The thing that was fucked up about that, and I haven't watched that video. That was the only clip I've seen in it. But the fact that he's like celebrating having a selfie interview with himself,
No, there's a guy there shaking his hand. There's nothing.
or whatever it is, they're having this great exchange while the thing's like suffering in the back. It's like, go kill it.
Go kill it. Yeah,
Go kill
I
it.
agree
Put
with
it
that.
out of its
I agree with that too.
Well, to be fair, I think it was a heart shot. Like, it didn't last very long.
Still, I would have slit his throat or something.
I watched your video and it lasted long enough for me to think exactly what Blaine thought. It was
I think
get out of the tree, go fucking cut that thing's throat.
Yeah, I think it's still considered a humane kill, though, if you get it through the lung or the heart.
Yeah, it's tough.
The lungs are the worst, though, because it just all comes out their mouth.
No, they drown in their own blood.
Yeah.
We should have trigger warning before this conversation.
But a lot of people were, because I've never seen the hunt, because the way I was raised, it was like I had nothing to do. I never had a gun or anything. I've never hunted in my life. But it was interesting to see the point of view of hunters of like population control and the damage that because of, interference.
Overpopulation.
Yeah, you have to take the population down, otherwise they do like tons of damage to farms and other animals.
Which is really interesting to me because there was also a point in time, I want to say it's in the 20s or the 30s, where white-tailed deer were on the verge of extinction
Really?
in this country. And the conservation policies that we came for hunting and limits and things like that now brought them back to the point where they're basically almost like pests.
Yeah.
And definitely some types of wild hogs are in parts of the U.S. And it's funny to me because when we talk about stuff like climate change, a lot of the opponents of climate change are people that fall in the same categories as hunters and like farmers who are more affected by climate and who also understand the policies and the impacts of things like conservation. And yet it's those what tend to be rural communities who fight the climate change stuff like fucking crazy. And I always attributed it to the fact that with the coal industry, but then John Oliver just did the story about the coal industry. The coal industry is like 146,000 people in the
I thought it
US.
was less than that. I thought it was like 15,000, like a ridiculous.
Well, even if it's 146,000 people, it's like it's not that many people, you know,
Yeah.
for the
like
population.
350 million. or
But I have always been perplexed by the resistance to climate change policies by people who are more conservative, live in rural communities, who honestly are more outdoorsy than the rest of us. Like a guy living in New York isn't going into the polluted streams or anything like that. It's like, and that person seems to be more likely to be worried about climate change and things like that. These people who live outdoors and understand conservation policies seem to fight climate change. I've always been fascinated by that disconnect, that complete and total disconnect.
I can see it both ways. I grew up in a very rural area with a lot of, like ranchers and, hunters and stuff like that. And I think a lot of them were very, and this was in the early 90s, so a totally different world. A lot of them were very interested and curious about climate change. I think they were very inquisitive about it and were concerned. So I think maybe I don't know what's changed since then.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened.
Well, you're in
over
a
that
unique
time.
position too. Can we talk about how your connection with conservation
Sure.
and game? So Gus's dad was game warden, which is to me one of the most dangerous jobs in the fucking world because you're rolling up to a camp to enforce hunting laws and limits. And probably when you
guns.
roll up, everybody's drunk at the camp and they all have fucking guns.
Right,
And
and
you're
you're
telling
going to
them,
write them a ticket.
and you're the government like showing up to tell them they can't do that or whatever.
Fuck, I never thought about it. that
That's
way.
like,
I only went to work with him once. He had been sick and he had to go out for some reason. And it's like the middle of the night is when he works, right? Like he's out there and, God, I don't know what time it was. It was sometime really late at night. And we saw some people who were poaching off in the distance. And, my dad turns on the lights in his truck. And he's like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to talk to them. If you see anything go down, there's the M14. It's like you get behind the truck and you just give me cover and fire so I can retreat back to the truck.
what?
You should never have that conversation with your father.
Dude,
It's
actually,
insane.
I'm upset that I haven't had that conversation with my kids yet. How to lay down cover fire for me. I guess I
It's
have, but
insane.
it's cheeky.
I was recently in Alabama with Destin, and it's guns everywhere. They all have guns. And I was just in his kitchen, and he had 2 pistols on the counter. And I looked at them and I was like, if this was my kitchen in England and police came in, I'd go to jail.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird how like the laws are so different. The fact that I would be jailed and he just has them in his kitchen, just like they're casual, like there's a spoon, there's a gun, there's spaghetti. You know, it's just so casual. It's so weird to me.
Was it spaghetti or
Oh yeah,
spaghetto?
we were talking about that also. I read on Reddit the other day that spaghetti is the plural of spaghetto.
See,
and
I thought
spaghetto is the diminutive form of spago, which means like twine or little line, thin string or twine.
A spaghetti.
So spaghetti is the plural diminutive of spago, plural diminutive of thin string or twine.
weird.
So one spaghetti is a spaghetto.
Yeah, but the question is, can you buy just one stick of spaghetti?
Get out of here.
Go to the store and buy a spaghetti.
Buy spaghetto. Bring us one spaghetto. I'm not that hungry.
One
I
spaghetti.
just thought that was where all the pasta was from, like from a rough area.
Oh, spaghetti is the region? Oh, it's spaghetti. Listen to spaghetti.
It's good.
But if you get only one spaghetto, then you only get one stick of butter to put in there. Keep it from sticking.
He missed it.
He missed it. He totally turned away. Let me read this other thing right here.
No, I'm reading a question. I was reading a question on Twitter. Someone wants to know what our opinion of the new Saw movie is.
There's a new Saw movie?
Jigsaw.
I don't know.
Let me read this instead. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast, where we talk about stupid things like spaghetti and spaghetto and whatever else.
So what other pasta has singular?
Linguini, linguino.
Like, is penne? Is that like
Pinno?
a bunch of penno?
Pens, pennas.
It's penis.
How about rotino? A single rotini is a rotino?
Rotini. Looking it up now. It comes from...
The singular of lasagna is Philip.
Oh, they're only called rotini in America, while the Italian name is fusilli.
Yeah, fusilli.
I didn't realize that it was the
Fusilli
same
Jerry.
one. Yeah, I knew that. In the U.S., these may also be called colloquially scroodle, scroodle noodles, scroodle with a K instead of a C,
No.
scroodle macaroni, or corkscrews. Where the fuck do you live that you call that scroodle?
I want some scroodle pasta. Let me look up scroodle.
That sounds like
I'm going to look up menu scroodle.
that sounds like a hair that grows on your scrotum.
I'll go with that.
Like, you got a couple scoodles I need to clean up
Got the razor out to curl the scroodles.
What's your grooming? What you got going on?
right now.
Yeah.
Well,
You have like a landing strip?
Being in a distance relationship, it's pretty great because I don't have to do it that often. But maintenance wise,
Let's go with your A game. What's your A game?
oh, my A game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I clear out this patch, and then I kind of like do like a nice transition from my belly hair to my.
To what? To nothing?
It's similar
nothing.
length. It's like gut hair, like slides right into pubis.
Kinda. No, this is kind of like clean because I don't want like hairs. Like I don't want. I want my dick to not be like surrounded by fur. You know.
You're doing this.
I want it to just be like skin, penis. And then the dick, of course, is clean shaven, and then the balls, like I go through and kind of like trim those up. You gotta watch out because you don't want to cut your scrotum.
Nope.
So how do you trim the scrot?
It's stretchy, so I just kind of like Mr. Fantastic. I'll stretch it out and go, but I'll hover the razor above.
With a wet shave razor?
No, like one of those little trimmers. I got
Okay.
a ball shaver,
Okay.
like a trimmer.
See, I've nicked the scrot with one of those.
I have done
before.
that.
Fucking awful. It's the
Yeah,
worst.
just a tiny little cut. Doesn't bleed much, but it's like, ooh,
Yes, I didn't think that was possible.
yeah, yeah. With
With-
you're
it's got
just
the-
like boop boop boop. Ow! It's
Right.
like, why did that cut me?
Also, I hit the gooch. I'll lift up and go. But my time shaving my balls is also my time for cancer check. Just like, do I have an extra nard? No, good to go.
Have you seen? There's a what's that show called on Netflix? There's a TV show
Scroodles.
called
Stranger
Embarrassing Bodies.
Oh, that's
the English
awful.
show? Is it
Yes.
an English one?
Like I think in the UK it's called Embarrassing Illness. Or
I've heard of embarrassing bodies.
Okay,
on
it must be
Channel 4.
Embarrassing Bodies. Yeah, it's a British show
It's fucked up.
where it's just doctors who drive around the UK and then they just like set up a clinic.
Super
and then,
Salad has a tuna scroodle salad.
there you go. And then people who have like embarrassing questions about their bodies can come in and ask these doctors, and they film it. I
Oh.
guess like it makes sense for them because since they have nationalized healthcare, they want to remove that stigma and have people comfortable with it. But they just show everything on that show.
Wait, so is it more
Like,
about?
you want to see someone's anus?
Look, if you got a question about the anus, that's what they're going
That's
to
the
film.
theme of the show, right?
it like-
Right.
Demystify all that shit.
Is it embarrassing bodies as in like, oh, you have like silly things that happen to your body? Well, let's inform you about it.
Well, no,
Or is it like they find people that have weird shaped
no,
bodies?
people who are embarrassed about something on their body come forward to ask doctors what is it.
That's
instead
kinda
of being
cool,
embarrassed
actually.
about it.
Because
Yeah.
if you are embarrassed about something, you should put it on TV.
Right, that's what I thought. Like one of them was like, this woman was embarrassed
How
about
embarrassed
it.
are
Like,
they?
I know what that woman's butthole looks like because she was embarrassed about it. And like I'm never gonna see this woman, but I've seen her butthole.
How many buttholes have you seen?
Hers I have. I just saw it. She has a skin tag.
And porn, tons.
So it's just so weird how different, like you talked about, guns being different, like how weird television, the differences in television is between the UK and the US.
So,
Yeah.
what do you guys think? And I don't want to like start some weird like debate, like fight or
here you
what's
go.
politically correct, what's not. But breastfeeding in public,
Totally fine.
because okay, sure. What about if it's like
You see, okay, go ahead.
what if it's the person sitting right next to you on a plane and they
Okay.
don't have
The
any sort of
baby's
cover?
hungry. Gotta
Totally,
eat.
I don't
totally
care.
fine.
It's no problem at all.
But I was locked in on the seat and it was kind of like
Who-
What are you worried about?
was-
It's not a sexual thing. That's the thing. It's like you think of boobs as being sexual. It's not. Breastfeeding a kid is not a sexual thing at all.
Did the tit touch you?
No, but the baby was touching me while sucking on the tit, which made it a very intimate experience.
that mean?
Hey, I'm like, okay, if a lady needs to feed the baby, yes, the baby's hungry. It's convenient for the mom. Like, do all that stuff. I don't care if you have like a cover and stuff like that. But I was on a plane and I was locked into my seat, and it did kind of feel weird because I looked over and I was like, oh, like he was like right there.
Yeah, but it
and then the
doesn't-
baby was like,
I assume it doesn't feel that way to
like,
her.
doing
She's
this
just
to
like,
me. The baby was literally doing this while
you?
milk was going into it. Yes,
On you.
yes, the baby was grabbing me.
Well, to be
Well, that's
fair,
not a kid. Your kid. Somebody else's kid touching you. It's totally different.
I would say that
discussions.
she should have like tried to prevent her kid from touching you because that's just you being touched.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
want that on a plane.
regardless of the
Yes,
breastfeeding.
those are
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah, that should have
The
been.
actual
prevented.
like titty feeding part
Normal.
is fine. You
Sure.
can do that wherever.
Because I would have ignored it, and I would have been like, oh, sorry.
It's when it like
away.
interacts with your life. Like if she squirted milk in your eye, that would be inappropriate.
Well, I
would
was
say.
Well,
like, it was pretty close,
Let's
but
have a
yeah.
discussion about it.
Also,
first,
the
yeah.
other kid that she had with her had shit his pants and was crying a lot.
You were on a bad flight.
It was
I
a
would be more
horrible
upset.
flight.
I mean, that's the thing to be upset about.
I'd be upset that I wasn't sitting next to my girlfriend. You wouldn't sit next to your girlfriend on the plane?
Oh no, we met up in San Diego.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I did have this cool baby that was grabbing my shirt while it was.
Totally fine with that. I think more of that should take place.
I don't.
Sure.
I don't like when
But what
people
if the baby's
when people say that
matter.
they should go to like a bathroom to do that. Like,
No,
I don't want to
no.
eat.
Fuck
I don't
you.
want to eat in the fucking bathroom.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. That's so stupid.
So stupid. You know, this falls into my thing that I get upset about is people who hate kids. It's like you were a fucking kid. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like
Is it people just don't want to see a breast?
no. That's yes, yeah. That's it. But there's in general people who have zero fucking empathy for children. But we were all children. Everyone had to be a child. But there are people
Gus?
they reach a certain age with like I hate kids. Like well,
I
good
don't
for fucking
hate
you. You hate kids.
I'm inconvenienced by them. I wouldn't say I hate them though.
There are people who go out of their way to tell you how much they hate
Nah,
kids.
I don't hate kids. They're
It's like
kids are
good
fine.
for you and your fucking condo.
People
and
assume
your
I hate kids
goddamn
'cause I don't want
Tinder
kids,
account, you
but
fuck.
I don't hate them. They're fine.
If you saw a woman who was
Oh, that
just,
would be the best.
if say she was just like sat in this place and she was like, "Hey everyone, my baby's full. If any of you want to come and just finish off one of these tits," would you find that inappropriate?
Yes.
What are you on about?
Yes.
What is this hypothetical situation?
Yes.
So it's just the baby that's fine.
This is like $1 million butt.
Like a full-grown man can't drink.
I think maybe just
in
have a
public.
diaper. You might have shits your pants. Yeah, I don't want that.
Not the same.
Okay, no, it's like, I've got an extra diaper. Do you want to shit in it? That's the same.
Yeah. So you'd be weirded out by a full-grown man doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene in a Jim Carrey movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Myself and Irene.
Me, myself, and Irene,
yeah.
and that's tough for me to watch.
The Farrelly brothers.
Yeah,
Yes, of course it is.
That's such an extreme scene.
it's such a fucking nutty scene. Nutty scene.
And then he's got this.
Oh God!
I did want to be clear that I
Where
don't
did
have
you come
problem.
up with that? Have you been approached in that situation?
What?
No,
Okay.
Someone offering?
no one's ever offered me like
Would you drink it?
drink.
Because it doesn't
Of
happen.
a stranger?
No. Would you like if it was just in a bottle?
No. Well, I mean, no. I don't think so.
like-
Let me
Really
ask you another
nutritional?
question. If men could nurse babies, would you do it? I'm asking
Yeah,
a
why
bunch of
not?
non-parents.
I feel like no stigma would exist at that point if it was already like
Oh, it's interesting. You recognize that if men could nurse, then it wouldn't be a stigma.
No. I'm saying there would if men could nurse, I don't think there would be a stigma against men nursing. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but also the stigma of nursing in public would also probably go away. Do you know that?
Probably. But I would like to be clear. I don't stigmatize that. Like I have no problem with people breastfeeding in public. It was just the kid grabbing my shirt was a little uncomfortable.
And then, by the way, the dude would be the person who asked you, "Hey, you want to finish this off?" That would be a guy thing to say, I think.
I would try to do trick shots, just like
If I had
trick
milk,
shots.
if
Like
I
it's in
had
a
milk,
cup?
would you have some?
What?
If I had milk,
No.
not even in your coffee.
No, because I've never. Have we ever? I've never kissed you. We haven't kissed, right? And for anything?
No, it's not romantic.
what if he had just like the finest, coldest, deliciousest milk,
Coldest?
and you had a bowl of cereal,
Deliciousest.
and you ran out of milk, and
What if
you were
we're in
hungry for
India,
You guys are
cereal.
confused. You guys are such confused
This is
people.
this is
You're just confused people.
this is so
We're in
stupid.
India. Someone's giving you hot milk, and you're like, Gavin, you got any cold milk? And I go, yeah, I'm sorting you
We
out.
got hot milk in our cereal in India, and it ruined Gavin for the rest of his life.
Oh, that sounds awful.
We got
weird. I don't
cornflakes,
eat
and they
warm
poured it in
cereal.
for you, so you didn't know. We took a bite, and I was like, "This milk is hot." It's like warm but hot, and I'm like this. But of course, I didn't tell Gavin. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm just like,
That's like
something's wrong.
that's like super watery cum at that point.
What is wrong with the couch tonight?
What? My question was a valid question.
Anybody want to finish me off? That was a valid question.
It was like it was settling the line
It
of
ended in
what's
a question mark.
inappropriate.
That
The
was-
baby is what makes it fine.
right. No one was disputing that.
Yeah, I'm just writing it out for everyone.
Thank you for writing it out.
But could you imagine if like someone was feeding a baby out of a baby jar with a spoon and going, "Oh, here it comes," and somebody walks by and goes, "That's disgusting." Go in the bathroom and feed that baby. So terrible, just so terrible.
So stupid.
We were talking about climate change and stuff earlier. Reminding me of when Gavin and I were in India when we got the hot milk. Our
Never phrase it like that again.
our incredible guide Mansoor. Mansoor? What was his name?
Don't ask me.
So incredible. you can't remember his name.
Sarab.
I didn't know what you were saying. I was like,
Sarab. Yeah. Sarab told us
Mansoor.
we looked up the weather the day we were leaving. It was 125 degrees.
yeah, I was
Fahrenheit?
getting up there.
Yeah, when we
No,
left.
Celsius.
Celsius, yeah.
The world was on fire.
We were at a point where it
Eat those
almost
words
crossed
back
back
up.
over, though. It was really scary. The it was 125 degrees, and we were commenting on how hot it was. It was halfway to boiling. Think about that. That's crazy. It was
yeah,
actually
it was-
106.
It was like
What-
It was high 40s in Celsius.
Crazy.
The road was melting.
And then we said, yeah, it's 125 degrees. And he looks at it and he goes, oh, yeah, that's a lie. I'm like, what do you mean it's a lie? And he goes, oh, yeah, the National Weather Service will lie about the temperature.
Why?
Because it's actually much hotter than that. But they won't put that out there because then all the farmers will commit suicide. So they just lie.
Whoa.
Yep. I was like, that is that's real life hitting you in the face, man.
Alana told me about in Australia that every now and then they'll have these like heat waves. They'll have these hot days. So in Texas, we don't get snow that often. In most places in the United States, you get snow. And hey, we cancel school. It's a snow day. You can't. The roads are icy, etc. Well, they have the opposite, which is it'll get so hot. Well, they'll cancel school because it's just too fucking hot. Like it's just dangerous.
They don't have like air conditioner there or something.
Well, I'm sure they do.
They might not.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you're having a laugh, but like
I'm not having a laugh. I'm being dead serious.
You might be. I
That's
don't
why
know.
you having a laugh.
I know people who live in Seattle where like a couple of years ago they had a big heat wave and they would go to the movies during the day because they had no air conditioner.
Gus, stop joking about
I'm not
this.
joking. I'm
Yeah,
fucking being serious.
it's similar in UK and in places where it's usually cold. Or like France, it happens a lot where there's
don't
like
need a
there's a
heater.
heat wave and all the old people die. Well, not
Fuck,
all
you
of
just
them.
spoiled the ending of the thing. Yeah, all the
Why
old
didn't you
people.
finish the story?
Because you cut me off and Gus was
I
having a
didn't
laugh
cut you
about
off.
air
I
conditioning.
wasn't
saying he was
having
having
a
a laugh.
laugh. I was
Anyways,
contributing.
on these days, it's totally normal for just a bunch of old people just fucking
What?
die. Oh my god.
Atomic Blonde?
What qualifies as old in Australia? I feel like
don't-
old starts at like
Don't touch the
35.
Blaine, I'm sorry for I'm sorry for ruining
No,
your
I'm
story.
having a laugh.
If anything, I've just corroborated your story because it happens where I've been too.
Why am I not a legitimate source? Are people not going to believe my story?
No, just when you have two sources, individual,
It's true.
saying the same thing, it's like that definitely happens. People die in the heat.
What if you're like, let me tell you about this movie called Star Wars. Death Star dies at the end and it blows up.
Death Star
Man, I
dies at
hated
the
it when
end.
Death Star died at the end.
It was so sad. Remember when the Death Star died and valiantly gave its life to protect Darth Vader?
You want to just lay on the floor so you can proceed to kick and punch me?
Don't we all like make fun of each other on display?
That's true.
Did you see
You got to just not be an easy target.
the other day that Christopher Darden had an AMA on Reddit?
No.
Who?
He was one of the prosecuting attorneys for O.J. Simpson during their murder trial. He was brutal. Like very, like you always hope in an AMA that someone will be very honest and very direct and give you the answers that you're curious about.
Yeah.
He was no filter, 100%. Just like
What is
really,
it with like Q&A in written form where people just get honest as hell?
It's really weird.
Give me an example, Gus.
I'm gonna look for one here. It said, where was it? Okay, someone asked, if you were walking down the street and saw OJ or he approached you, how would you feel? What would you say? His answer was, I wouldn't feel anything one way or the other. I sure as hell wouldn't be afraid of him. I'd probably tell him to get the fuck off my sidewalk and take his ass across the street.
Wow.
All right.
Like he was like really, really brutally honest. Someone else asked, is it true that OJ could come out publicly now and say, yes, I did it. I killed them both and nothing could be done about it? Christopher Darden writes, yes, that is true. He has been found innocent, and to prosecute him again in state court would constitute double jeopardy and would be precluded by law. Did I say innocent? I meant not guilty.
Wow.
Oh.
Bitter.
Interesting.
He.
Well, I also got to point out this guy lost that case, and it was the highest profile court case in probably what, almost a century.
People still talking about it.
Yeah.
No. You got like, oh shit, I'm gonna forget all the names, but like a bunch of the stuff during the civil rights movements and stuff. Those are pretty.
Yeah, but the television aspect of it. I mean, somebody said I've never seen a better flashback to the '90s than being in a hotel, or because they were in a business and everyone was watching OJ's in the courtroom on TV, and it's like there was a point in the '90s where people just sat there and they watched it constantly. You know.
I feel like that's
think-
our election coverage.
What do you think would be the biggest trial that would be
Since?
before that?
Before that, I mean,
Rodney
you're talking
King?
about like civil rights stuff. I think, yeah, Rodney King, like
Rodney King caused riots, but there wasn't like
it'd be like the Scopes trial or something.
I was thinking like the Hindenburg babies. What's the baby that got
Oh,
stolen?
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh baby.
Timothy
thank you.
McVeigh?
I don't know that Timothy McVeigh was like.
Big fucking deal for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
No,
don't
it's a
think-
big deal.
I
It's
don't
not,
think
I'm
the
not saying it's
court-
not a big
I
deal.
don't think
but
the court case was a big deal
Yeah.
with him. I think it was a big deal. The incident was. But I think the court case, it was like a foregone conclusion at that point.
Yeah, sure.
But you're talking about how much pressure it is, like how big of a court case it is. In another answer, he talks about like that pressure from having everyone watching you. And he said, personally, by the time the Simpson case was over, I'd lost more than 20 pounds, 2 teeth, and had 4 root canals.
yeah. What's this guy's name?
Christopher Darden.
What's with the teeth? Can you lose those through stress, or was he just drinking a lot of
I'm trying to
coffee
think
or
about the
some shit?
prosecuting team. Was he the black guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like maybe just. What's that? Stress will affect your teeth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
did not
just
know
How
like
does that work?
I don't know. Maybe
Like
just
you have stress. It's like I need to like ditch some stress.
I mean, I grind my teeth at night when I'm stressed.
Yeah, I remember this guy really well.
yeah. So it was. I thought it was a really, really good AMA. I think everyone should absolutely
It's
go.
okay.
go
You
read
regain
it.
those pounds.
Oof.
He's bounced back.
But
One
yeah, I
of
feel
my favorite,
like-
one of my favorite lines ever.
what
is,
would you say to OJ?
Nothing.
I was in Vegas when he performed that robbery that he ended up going to prison for.
You were there at the same time.
Yeah, it was really weird. 'Cause
Wow.
I was like seeing it on the news. Like,
Admitted
oh,
it right here on the podcast. Going to jail.
You were there.
It was like, oh shit, like that's happening just a couple blocks away from where I am right now. It was like seeing it on all like the
When was the big
crawls.
car chase?
That was 94.
Yeah.
I would have
Sounds about
said
Man,
I
I was
wish you
6 years
had
old.
just stuck with Police Squad.
Police Squad.
Naked Gun.
Was it Naked Gun or Police Squad?
Same thing.
Well, the
Yeah.
TV show was like from the Files of Police Squad,
Yeah.
or Police Squad, and then the movie was Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Yeah.
That was it.
He was.
both-
That scene is so fucking funny where he comes in, he's like, police, put your hands up, and like all those gangsters are in there, and then he proceeds to die in the most exaggerated death. That
He
is like the
puts his arm in a bear trap, and he's like, oh.
yeah, and then he sticks his hand on Peyton. He's like, "Oh no!" Like it's so funny, but I can't watch that. It totally breaks the moment because it's like,
I can
that's,
still-
that's OJ.
I can still watch that and laugh. It's still pretty funny.
I mean, I laugh, but it's just
And then
like
the end where he like rolls down the stairs in the wheelchair and goes, woo. No, I love Naked Gun. It's great.
And
Yeah.
they have the Queen in that,
Yeah,
the look-alike for her.
yeah.
But it's like,
That's what I was saying about the Queen. Is like it's the Queen in so many generations of comedy.
yeah, and at that time I was like, wow, she's already old.
Yeah.
And that was 25 years ago.
It's incredible.
Someone online is saying, Dr. Chiz is saying, what about the Menendez brothers trial? That was big. But
That was
it
pretty big.
Not nearly.
That's not really ringing
Not
bells for me.
nearly.
A guy
It was
with
big at the time, but it didn't have legs. Like it didn't,
Yeah.
didn't stick around.
Why did the Cosby thing just totally, it was like a fart in the wind? Like I feel like there was no real gravity behind
What was that?
Cosby
The
trial?
Cosby thing with Dylan people.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just kind of, and he's innocent?
Well, he had
Or
a
they
what's
said
it?
he's not
Mistrial.
guilty?
Mistrial.
Mistrial? What does that mean exactly? Put that in the layman's terms.
They couldn't reach a verdict because some of the jurors, I think what it came down to was couldn't, like, they were biased because of who is. But we're going to find people who don't know who Bill Cosby is.
Sure.
You know? And they just couldn't reach a decision. They couldn't reach a unanimous decision.
I saw an R cringe. He was leaving the courtroom one point, and like there was a bunch of people lined up, and he went, "Hey, hey, hey!" And it's like that's the most inappropriate.
Oh,
thing
right,
you can
yeah.
do.
He did not do that.
He did, leaving
not.
the courthouse after the mistrial.
Fuck a duck, dude. Did he really? Wow.
And then he said he was going to go on a nationwide tour instructing people on how not to get accused of sexual misconduct.
Yeah, he could kind of.
How not to be accused?
He could die, and I wouldn't.
I don't even know
how.
where would you start with that.
That's a paraphrasing. I should look up his exact words.
Well, let's be fair. If he's innocent, why can't he do his little noise? That
Not
I feel like
innocent.
that's
It's a
kind of
mistrial.
spitting in the face of sexual harassment victims a little bit.
just like you're not taking it seriously.
I don't know. Now,
Even if he's innocent.
playing total devil's advocate here.
Okay.
If he was completely wrongly accused and he is innocent and he's on trial, do you think he would give a shit about that? I mean, if he was innocent, I'm not saying that he is. I don't believe actually that he is. But if he was wrongly accused of something, he's innocent, and he's going to go around and say, you're spitting in the face of sexual assault, he'd be like, I don't care. I spent the last 3 years of my life being wrongly accused of this thing.
I still feel like he should handle it with a lot more grace, if that were the case. I think he should just be like, he was a beloved.
It would be difficult to stay objective, though. If
Yeah.
you were innocent and being accused of something and your entire career and reputation being destroyed over it, total devil's advocate here, not saying that he's innocent, but in that scenario, if he was, I mean, everything else would go out the fucking window.
I still feel like there's a way more graceful thing that's like, hey, this is how you don't, get convicted of a horrible crime. Let's make a joke of it.
Yeah.
What happens to your stuff when you go to jail?
They can see, it depends on if your crime has some kind of damages associated with it, and then your property could go to the person. Like the Brown family
Simpson.
wanted the Heisman Trophy from Simpson, and it was gone. And then some of the memorabilia ended up in the hands of a collector, which is what he got busted for, was breaking in to get his
Steal
own
that stuff
memorabilia back.
Oh.
So if I went to jail for something that wasn't damaged, would my house just sit there, or would they seize it and sell it?
I mean, probably go to Meg, right?
It's a very
Well,
good
say if I
question.
was
I
living
don't know
alone.
the answer to that question.
I mean, the affairs would have to be settled. You'd probably have
Yeah, like I
from
want someone
inside.
to feed my cats if I'm in jail.
You had a lawyer. Lawyer could take care of all that stuff.
Yeah, lawyer probably would just figure out who to give the cat to,
That's
and then
what-
help you sell the house.
That's what I'm always honestly so worried about if ever I'm coming back into the country. If for whatever reason there were complications and I had to leave the country, I'd be like, man, I have to feed my cats. Though. It's not a thing now because I live with someone. But
Yeah.
I'll feed your cat.
Thanks, man.
I'll take care of it. As long as it doesn't bite me and remove all the skin from my thumb.
Did you see that picture?
I did. It was gross. Your thumb looked like an astronaut in a spacesuit. And you could see like its face out of the front.
It was weird. I guess it was infected, but it just I could see my thumb dying. Like all the skin was like, I'm out. I'm not being skin anymore. And then the skin underneath
I'm
was so
over it.
The skin underneath was so new. It was like really tender, but I had the old dead skin on the top to like protect it, so that was fine. But then it would start like sliding over it, and I'd be like, I really just don't want to touch anything.
I feel like if I were telling you this story, you'd be going,
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you get desensitized to stuff when it happens directly to you.
yourself. Yeah.
It's like if you're weird with blood, but then you bleed, I feel like that's less shocking than if someone else's head came off and they were bleeding.
I think I still kind of get fucked up whenever I see someone bleeding.
You're right. Me bleeding would be less shocking than someone's head coming off. You are right.
Or if my head
A
came
paper
off.
cut would be less shocking than a head rolling in front of me.
I don't
right
know,
now.
like your own blood is less gross. Same with your own shit.
There's still people who are like so put off by blood that they'll like pass out if they see their own blood.
You're on
Yeah.
Greyjoy. Sorry, I'm thinking about Game of Thrones last night.
The other trailer we hadn't talked about yet that I thought was really cool was the
What was that?
No, it's just like
I'm not going to spoil anything.
talk about the fucking trailer. Kingsman.
I'm so excited.
Kingsman Golden Circle.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
trailer was also really well done.
Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
a second trailer?
It's actually their first proper like full trailer. Before they'd had like teasers.
The one with Frank Sinatra?
That was the first one.
Yeah.
The second one was a remix of a Beatles song and Dies Irae or whatever that.
I'm glad that Firthy is back in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how plot-wise
Oh,
he's
yeah.
alive, but
Yeah,
sure.
they
I'll
look
take it.
shocked in this new trailer as well.
That
he's got an eye
scene
patch.
in the church is the best action scene that I've ever fucking laid eyes
It's
on.
so bizarre. And I don't-
It's amazing.
Because it's all like one shot.
It's yeah, exactly. I mean, you could totally see everywhere where they made a cut.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's so intense. And is it like a super high, like a super low frame rate? It's very
The frame rate's normal. It's just the shutter speed is very high.
yeah, shutter speed. That's what it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's very gruesome.
Freebird.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
it's very gruesome, but I think it was really well done.
In the new Kingsman trailer, they introduced the U.S. counterpart to Kingsman,
Statesman.
Statesman. Yeah, it was
funny.
It was really funny. Really, it's a lot of
I like that
a lot
first
of very
movie.
cowboy type spies with like lassos and
I just
cowboy
wish,
hats.
I wish the first one was more R-rated.
Yeah,
Like the heads exploding was
Should have chick's
Very
butthole at the
goofy.
end.
yeah. I thought that part was out of place with the rest of the movie.
I just like how English some of it is.
I love
Where
Kingsman.
they're, like playing back the footage of Mark Hamill, and he's like, "You blew up his head." Love it.
The also thought in Kingsman the backwards car chase was really cool. Where at the very beginning where the police are chasing him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like driving the car in reverse, like doing all those cool stunts. Thought that was a lot of really cool work.
Yeah, that's
there.
what I used to do when I lived in England. That was like,
You
that was
drive
like
backwards.
Tuesday.
You love the one shot stuff. You loved Gravity. You definitely love Children of Men, which has
I never seen Children of Men. I've only seen that scene.
Is it
Children
true?
are so good.
You know-
But we had that discussion on the podcast like 8 years ago. But it was fascinating.
Next
I
movie
love
night?
I love it when they do that.
Next movie night.
We should actually hang out, Blaine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Tell you what
I'm
we'll
not just
do.
Saying it because
Tell you what we'll do. Gavin,
Yeah.
come over. We'll play some PUBG,
Wait for it. Here comes the punchline,
and
folks.
then we'll watch a movie together. Gus, you can come too.
Hey.
Come on over. Come on over. You came over and played PUBG at my house. Do you think I'd invite you to come to play PUBG at my house if I really thought you were bad and I didn't like you?
I don't know.
See, that's
I don't
weird.
know you, Bernie. Like you are a mystery. Oh boy.
Are you
That
the
means-
big?
how
You're a
am I a
mystery.
mystery?
Do you think he's the biggest mystery at the company?
No, I have somebody else in mind, but I'm not gonna say who it is.
Tell me.
We can save it for the post show exclusively for first members.
Okay, there we go. Fair play.
Would the yacht have been better or worse if I was there on the yacht?
Yacht is always better if there's a British person, but Ellie may have replaced you.
We had two. We had a guy from London. We had
Yep.
Philip and we had Ellie.
So you didn't need any more Brit.
We were all set on Brit. We were full up. She defended the British
Who's
Navy.
more annoying with British bullshit, me or her?
Rule Britannia.
Ellie.
She doesn't correct people for normal stuff.
What do I correct you on?
When I say water and things like that, or you just like, you always see like poo-poo shit all the time.
Like what? Smirnoff.
Like this podcast. I mean, just like back up a couple episodes, throw a fucking rock, and you're complaining about something.
I would say that's bullshit.
Oh, you would?
Yep.
I'm going to be on Gavin's side here, I think.
I don't correct you.
Yeah, I think early
we
Gavin
got
did.
so many differences that I
don't think Gavin's
for
done that for a long
example,
time.
Earlier in this podcast,
You don't like when people talk to you in elevators? You don't like when people at restaurants ask you questions?
earlier
There's
in
too
this
much
podcast,
food at restaurants.
you said
Plates are too
Moscow
big.
Mule with Smirnoff, right?
I'm giving you like 8 examples here. Plates are too big, too much food.
What am I bitching about this stuff?
I do remember that.
People
one.
ask you too many questions when you order here.
Too many options. Yeah, that's the other
Uh-huh.
one. Yeah.
People talk to you in elevators.
Gavin doesn't bother me about that stuff. I mean, he never like corrects me either. You're always question. You're always like, "Well, tell me more about that." You're like, "Well, okay, Gavin."
To this day,
Gavin,
I'm still,
I'm sorry. Ellie's way more annoying. Anyway. You're right.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
Hey, we had a cool fan art. This is kind of funny. Katie Simrell sent us some fan art.
Is that fan art?
She made fan art of the podcast.
Nice.
Then she did a follow-up tweet saying, Blaine even gets cut out of the fan art. Oh, you're barber tonight, buddy.
did you commission that?
No,
That is pretty cool.
I did not. I did not.
Oh.
I did not. Somebody, she provided that free of charge.
All right. Well, we'll
We hit
go-
all the topics right there at the end. Like, we did a little drive-by and everything, didn't we?
We'll go ahead and wrap this up. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time, and we're gonna do a post show.
I like it.
Bye.